You already know what time it is. We in the business of hurt. What's happening?
Yeah, it's time to shine. Yeah, it's time to grind. I'ma take anything that is gonna be mine. I'ma hurt anybody trying to cross that line. I'ma hurt anybody for not paying on time. Man, they ain't hearing me. Hold on. Yeah, it's time to shine. Yeah, it's time to grind. I'ma take anything that is gonna be mine. I'ma hurt anybody trying to cross that line. I'ma hurt anybody for not paying on time. But we come on the scene, y'all better respect us. We play chess to hurt. We don't play no checkers. We get paid to hurt people. Y'all about to witness, cause we are the hurt business. Yeah, you already know who's coming. If you're scared to get hurt, you better start running. Run up, get done up with a spirit like Lashley. Get balled up like MVP, don't at me. Either pay dirt, cause it's all about Benjamin. Upgrade to platinum, thank God for excellence. Don't make Alexander check y'all with a lumbar. Might as well tap out a submission, armbar. Wait a minute, rewind that back. Don't make Alexander check y'all with a lumbar. Might as well tap out a submission, armbar. Or get locked in a hurt lock, get jacked up. Wanna do business with us? Nah, back up. This is grown business, we will hurt you with our suits on. Put the work in and tend to be very hands-on. Pay us and go let the losers keep losing. All I gotta say is business is booming. Yeah, it's time to shine, yeah, it's time to grind. I'ma take anything that is gonna be mine. I'ma hurt anybody trying to cross that line. I'ma hurt anybody for not paying on time. Man, they ain't hearing me. Hold on. Yeah, it's time to shine, yeah, it's time to grind. I'ma take anything that is gonna be mine. I'ma hurt anybody trying to cross that line. I'ma hurt anybody for not paying on time. But we come on the scene, y'all better respect us. We play chess to hurt, we don't play no checkers. We get paid to hurt people, y'all about to witness, cause we are the hurt business.
I try to hurt lock till his heart stop. Super kick to the face, then his head pop. Be the MVP, people envy me. I got a spade waiting for my enemy. Yeah. All the belts we taking, these chicks see the money we making. Get the big bag, the odds been mad. Put your body in Lashley chin bag. Snatch up gold, smack up foes. Handsome, we fresh head to toe. Telling me tools for my troops. You wanna choose? Ego boost. My job to hurt people, you're feeble. Get jackknife like Diesel. Full Nelson, break both arms. Use them as my good luck charm. Wine and cheese at Trattorias. Wash you up in my arena. Fold you up just like a pizza.
Yeah, it's time to shine, yeah, it's time to grind. I'ma take anything that is gonna be mine. I'ma hurt anybody trying to cross that line. I'ma hurt anybody for not paying on time. Man, they ain't hearing me. Hold on. Yeah, it's time to shine, yeah, it's time to grind. I'ma take anything that is gonna be mine. I'ma hurt anybody trying to cross that line. I'ma hurt anybody for not paying on time. But we come on the scene, y'all better respect us. We play chess to hurt, we don't play no checkers. We get paid to hurt people, y'all about to witness, cause we are the hurt business.
Executioner!
Welcome to the club where them niggas get the bullets. Loaded up guns with the trigger and we pull it. We got bad bitches twerking cause they do this. Run up on us, you get dropped, bitch, you stupid. Stupid, you don't want me pull a knife to a ring fight. Switchblade, blade runner on the king, right? Magic killer on the floor, devil in your six. The art of finesse by fucking on your chick. We don't throw down in the air, we just shoot up. The girl want a beast king cause she chews up. I'm too sweet on the lips, now she booed up. She don't fuck with losers, her niggas just screwed up. These niggas thinking all the realest, fell off the floor. Started laughing at you stupid niggas. Life is war when you out here grinding and you hustle. I'll make sure that you niggas won't scorn. I'ma leave your ass scorn. Call me Jay White and I'm the switchblade. Hit the blade runner on these bitch maids. Why you little niggas play with Beyblade?
You bow down to the king, I'm your sensei.
I don't give a fuck what you say. Get your ass whooped like buffet. I finesse 3 or 4s like Chris Bay. Yeah, you can keep your mouth closed. Caprende.
I'm over here while I'm with the Bullet Club. Switchblade, hit your belly, good to be your dub. Me and LP, gotta get it out the mud. Pulverizing hot beats, that's what I love. In the VIP with the vet speed, cause the game stay cold like Gretzky. We not playing basketball, don't press me. Man, which dude want their face messy? Got more bars than the boulevard. I'm just like a dealer, stay pulling cars. And unpredictable when I'm fully charged. When your entourage over with a fucking car. Got that rock from China. When she slip that shit, I will grind her. My J's white, you can't find her. Awesome caliber like Illa.
Call me Jay White and I'm the switchblade. Hit the blade runner on these bitch maids. Why you little niggas play with Beyblade?
You bow down to the king, I'm your sensei.
I don't give a fuck what you say. Get your ass whooped like buffet. I finesse 3 or 4s like Chris Bay. Yeah, you can keep your mouth closed. Caprende. Call me Jay White and I'm the switchblade. Hit the blade runner on these bitch maids. Why you little niggas play with Beyblade?
You bow down to the king, I'm your sensei.
I don't give a fuck what you say. Get your ass whooped like buffet. I finesse 3 or 4s like Chris Bay. Yeah, you can keep your mouth closed. Caprende.
Hey yo, B, 1 2 1 2. Tell me how I'm sounding to you. What it do though? Anubis said he was waiting, and I appreciate that, B. What's going on, Anubis? First one in the building, first one at the table. I could definitely dig that. You already know, B. Council Roundtable signing back in episode 293. We talked that old-fashioned harassing. Let y'all know what's happening, you dig? Yeah, B. I ain't gonna lie, I'm hot. Whew. Like, earlier it wasn't even that hot. It was nice, but then it just went up like extra 15 degrees. It's like 80 degrees right now. Earlier today it was like, 65. But yeah, B, we here with it, man. You know, Backlash Eve. Right now, I'm watching SmackDown. I'm at the beginning. Of course, y'all gonna be ahead of me. I'm watching the match between the Bloodline against this dude, Damian Priest, and LA Knight. And speaking of Damian Priest, congrats to Damian Priest. Like, these dudes just say he's about to get a block named after him in the Bronx. You already know, B. You already know that almost made my eyes water. My dude, Damian Priest, about to get a block named after him in the Bronx. That's heavy. That's big news. Congrats to him. Ballet with the doodle. Yeah, B. Pull up. Yo! Will kick counter on Solo Sikoa. Yeah, before we get into it, you already know the vibes. We did a show on Tuesday. Had do some content in there within the week. Within this week, you know, I did I have a new I guess you could say I'm gonna be doing some new content called Bogus Behavior. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you check that out. When it comes to Bogus Behavior, I had did a video. I think it was last night. I posted a video with this dude, Captain Lou Albino, shooting the fade with this crazy fan swinging a chair at him. So make sure you check that content out. You let them know, B. Say a lot for the people in the back, too. Yeah, I heard about that. Crow shirt selling. I'm like, I didn't even know he had a shirt. I'm happy for him. I'm definitely happy for him. He definitely deserves it. And maybe Triple H should see now, like, you know, get this man a push. Like, people's liking the character, him being the whole guilty conscience, devil's advocate character, whatever the case may be. Mr. Sinister from X-Men, whatever. He got that going on. You know, put something to push him now. Put him into some more matches. Have him rack up some wins. I'm here for it. You know, I'm happy for him, man. Like, happy for him. Sometimes you gotta spaz on motherfuckers so they can learn. Like, look, man, knock this shit off. People want to see me get a push. Give me a fucking push, Hunter. What's going on, Black Star? He'll be a bit late handling some business. Plus, his Punk's company now. After what Jade said, is clearly his now. No worries. I was about to tell you too. Like, you know, you might do to know, Black Star, but you got to get your internet situation fixed, man. Because I don't mind having you at the table, us chopping it up and all that shit. You know, I don't mind at all. But it's just that internet shit. When you be breaking up, that shit be blowing mine. I be patient because you know you my guy and you be having some good takes, whatever the case may be, but that'd be the only issue. Please take care of that internet connection because I don't mind you being here, but with your connections like that, I can't do it. I'm sorry. You saw that shit? Yeah, B. Like swinging the chair at this dude. But you see, this dude was ready for that smoke, Captain Lou Albino. He was, man, look, he was trying to block the chair with one hand, swinging at him with the other. Yeah, that's right. Shots go out to Black Saw. Black Saw's the guy. Shit, hell yeah, B. Remember what they had? They was about to line this dude up, these dudes up. New Jack and the gangsters when we have it when he cut that OJ promo. Man, when he cut that OJ promo, they was ready to take these dudes out. As soon as they stepped out the venue, ready to pack them up. That's one of Nate's favorite promos. Shots go out to Nate Dogg. He might pull up tonight. I won't be surprised if he do. Whoa! Drew McIntyre with the Claymore from out of nowhere. Yes, they were, Anubis. Jay Cargill and Knight. Did they have a decent match from before? Last time I remember. I'm not too sure. Did they? So, man, MJF hurts people, huh? Nah, but how he caught this dude with that power bomb? I think that's who's that? Dante Martin. Who MJF caught with that power bomb on the ring apron? That was disgusting. Anubis said that's why some wrestlers carry weapons. Yeah, man. Crazy ass people. Black Sauce said he will, and he's sorry, but he will get it fixed in the coming weeks. Yeah, man, because I don't mind you up here, but when you be roboting, it just throws off the flow of the conversation and shit. You feel me? Drop that link as a matter of fact. Yeah, B. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even get to see you win that tag team match. I was busy chopping it up with you guys. Who won that tag team match? If it really matters, it don't really fucking matter any fucking way. All you need to know is Drew McIntyre still tall, holding up the U.S. Championship, which is really sad. Like you holding up the U.S. Championship, like you proud of this? I guess. Canto Shea been joining these condos while in the streets. Yeah, like, because at the end of the day, I want everybody to be heard. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want a proper discussion amongst everybody. Because I genuinely listen to y'all motherfuckers. Like, times when I be at work or whatever, I'll listen to the show and shit. I'm not just going to sit there and have y'all say whatever or y'all be roboting like crazy. I'm like, yeah, pretending like I heard what you said. No, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, SmackDown's on right now. Yeah, but Black Star, you could definitely be in the chat. I'm not saying you gotta leave the show altogether. I just can't do it with that robot shit. I'll try to be patient as patient as I can be. Yep, SmackDown's on, B. I'm at the beginning of SmackDown. I'm only one tag match in. These dudes had a match. Solo and this dude Jacob versus Damian Priest and LA Knight. Yeah. Expect the surprise in that fatal four way if the rumors are true. Shit, we already got a surprise. Isn't this dude GoldBum supposed to show up tomorrow? That's what this dude Russo said. And I already know, take it with a grain of salt. I already know, take it with a grain of salt, but that's what this dude Russo said. That's the big rumor that GoldBum is supposed to show up to help Pat McAfee. I don't know. I don't know why. Like, since when him and Pat McAfee was mad cool, but I guess if that's the case, like, why would GoldBum give a fuck about Pat McAfee? You heard me say, huh? In my own streams. If I don't hear, I ask. Right. But some motherfuckers be doing that shit. They be like, yeah, y'all heard you. Did they hear one thing you said? Yeah, I seen this dude Darby Allin. He's still alive, yo. Darby Allin's still alive. Let me see. He had posted not too long ago. I think it was a couple of days ago. As a matter of fact, he had posted him and his team. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh, I thought he posted it on X. What's a whole bottle? And that's the other thing too. He said he got that from an inside source, and I'm like, whoever that source is, that motherfucker might be fired because this dude might be old and all. Goldberg might be old and all, but that's still, big news to just, spoil like that and all people tell Russo. Like, you already know somebody probably lost their job over that one. Because let's really be real. Nobody was expecting this dude to show up tomorrow if he does. Darby Allin, B. He was doing snowboarding tricks. They pretty high up there. He had a what is this shit, like a compass or something like that? When it showed your altitude, how high you are on the mountain, he was pretty high. I see you, my dude.
What's up?
You? What
Yeah.
you do?
Stepping onto the porch so I can speak freely.
Okay. How you feeling? How was your week?
I'm good. But like I was saying, I was just happy that two wrestlers I watched cut their teeth in Las Vegas. I like that they get TV time. That's LA Knight and that's Killer Cross.
Right.
Yeah, I watched them both out here at FSW. I even saw Kenny King out here. So I was aware of him, even though, I didn't see him in Ring of Honor. So it was kind of weird. You know what I mean? I'm like, he's from Vegas. But then I was like watching FSW videos. And then I went, oh, there's Kenny King with Leon Hader.
Where's Kenny King at now?
Well, he was in TNA. I don't know what he's doing. He probably just chilling. Like, because he was in TNA for a bit.
Yeah, he was. I remember he was.
And then he kept going back and forth.
Yeah. TKO, what to do though?
Yo, what up?
Oh wait, I had one more thing I wanted to say before TKO goes in. I was gonna say, no, not like that goes in. I just, I wanted to get this off my mind before we got into the other discussion. I wonder if Gigi Dolan's gonna go to AEW because her ex-husband is there. I mean, Darby Allin.
Oh,
yeah, they were married. In fact, Gigi Dolan and Darby Allin are both their names, like Darby Allin. It means Darby Crash from the Germs, and Gigi Allen, who was a punk rock star, and that's why she's called Gigi Dolan, and his last name's named after Gigi Allen. It's real funny to me, and nobody picks that up or talks about it.
Okay, check out the lore.
Well, I'm a punk rock fan.
Okay.
You spit bars, I spat bars in the metal group.
Oh yeah, like I was telling you, yeah, B, my material is everywhere, B, my music and all that shit. When it comes to that, when it comes to my videos, all that, all you gotta do is Google my name, everything will pop up.
Yeah, me and Easy and I both did. We checked out some of your stuff. I like that song you did for the Hurt Business. That was banging. I left a comment.
Shouts go out to my dude LP. You know what I'm saying? That's my dude. I was featured on his track. My dude LP.
LP? Oh.
No, not Lawrence Taylor.
No, I thought you said LP. LP as in the rapper LP from Run the Jewels.
Nah. This is rapper from the West Coast named LP, the Renegade, LaRon Pierce.
Oh, okay.
TKO was goody though. How you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, what's up?
Yeah. Shit, he got washed up tonight though.
Just one Claymore, dude. That's it.
That's all it takes, man. Like, that Claymore, that's a new move from out of nowhere.
I would love to see Drew versus Jacob 1-on-1. Like, I really would.
That might be SummerSlam.
Probably.
Either him or Solo.
I think it might be Solo. I think they might do Drew's earlier, but we'll see.
Ballet said, "What's up, TKO?"
What up, Ballet?
She said, "Hey, they told me, bro. The source at WWE, bro, told me GoldBum is gonna be around, bro. Trust me, bro."
They keep on reporting Gunther versus Goldberg is gonna happen. I'm like, why?
Yeah, like basically, I heard that he's gonna come through and save Pat McAfee, and I'm like, I don't know why. Like, why the fuck would GoldBum care about Pat McAfee? But whatever.
Also, why does it have to be Goldberg versus Gunther? I mean, just because Goldberg wants a retirement match, dude? Why? You don't need one.
Yeah, he said, the company owes him. The company owes you? Give me a break.
Nigga, they gave you more than what you wanted, dude. You wanted to come back because you wanted to show your son you were a wrestler. You did that. And then you overstayed your welcome when they gave you 2 Universal title reigns for no reason.
Yeah. So he did win the Universal. I thought he won the Universal belt once. He did win it twice. Because he beat Kevin Owens and he beat Bray.
Yeah, he buried Bray. But yeah,
he buried Bray. Excuse me. Shit was ridiculous.
I'm like, my guy, what more do you want, man? You should take it as a win.
I remember a motherfucker just telling me, like, oh, but Bray Wyatt doesn't need a belt. He doesn't need a belt. It's okay that Goldberg beat him. I'm like, do y'all hear yourselves?
I hate that so much, man.
Like, y'all sound so ridiculous.
oh, he doesn't need the belt because he's already over. Motherfucker, that gives you more reason to give him the title. Well, you think these guys are just there just to be there? They want to be champ. Like, hello. Like,
The whole point of being a wrestler is to be a champ.
exactly. Like, I never understood motherfuckers saying that. Like,
Shit is bogus as hell.
oh my god, man. Can you imagine, bro? Can you imagine? Matter of fact, they've been saying that shit since the Undertaker first showed up. Like, bro, can you imagine Undertaker never won a world title his whole career?
I've been highly patient with you, Black Star. I'll try again. I'll try again. But if it acts up again, like, cause that should be blowing my dude. Like, I've been patient for a very long time, my dude. You know what? Like I said, you know I don't mind you up here. It's just that should be blowing mine. But come on with it. I hope your Wi-Fi. I hope your Wi-Fi is on point.
The Street Profits versus Fraxium. Now, this is an interesting match.
Why would they have them fight now? What is up with these motherfuckers always blowing their load so damn fast in these promotions? They
No,
couldn't wait for that.
no, they're not fighting now. I'm just
Okay,
saying. It's shit. They just doing a confrontation.
okay, cool. Yeah, because I'm still you way ahead of me. I just passed the part where what I just passed. I just forgot. Oh yeah, when they just interviewed this dude Drew McIntyre, I just passed that part. Yeah, Black Soul, no worries. Take your time. We here. Yeah, we already know Black Soul is a day one. You know what I'm saying? Gives great discussion and all that. Sometimes he be saying some crazy shit, but it's all good. It just be that damn when that shit when you be glitching up and all that shit just be blowing mine.
Oh, Bomba Clot.
What happened?
I spoke too soon.
They already blowing their load, huh?
They're fighting them in a non-title match now.
Oh my god, man! I swear these motherfuckers is annoying, B. It's like you just can't have anything special in wrestling anymore.
God. Out of all the,
and on a regular old go home show or backlash go home show, come on.
So you give us Jay versus Seth Rollins on Raw. Now you're giving us the Profits versus Fraxium early. Oh man.
Yeah, good point. That's another good point. Seth Rollins did he? I don't think he ever fought Jey Uso, like especially like in a one-on-one match. I just gave it to us.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, isn't Backlash tomorrow or Sunday?
Yeah,
it's tomorrow.
So to hype us up for Backlash, they're giving us matches that would have been great on Backlash.
They're giving us matches that realistically should happen over the summer.
Yeah, like both of them. They could have waited on both of those matches. Seth Rollins and the Profits against Fraction. Those two matches could have waited. They could have waited on that.
And you want to hear something else that's funny though? You want to hear something else that's funny? Saturday night's main event is in 2 weeks.
Damn.
You know what's happening, right? You know what's happening, Sandman. Should I say it? You know what's happening.
Go ahead, say it.
What's happening right now to WWE, the honeymoon is over. The same shit that happened in AEW when they was on their red hot streak in 2020, 2021. Then when 2022 started, from that point on, you start to see the holes. You start to see the dents in the armor. You start to see the inconsistency. You start to see the rust booking. The same thing is now happening to WWE. You can see it. Even casual fans who don't even follow the product that much are calling it out. Like you had Becky come back to turn the very next night. why the fuck should we care? Like, you didn't even give them a chance to tell the story of Becky and Lyra. Like, yeah, obviously they're friends in real life. Most people know this, but you didn't even give it a chance to start the friendship on TV. You turned immediately. Like,
Yeah,
you
exactly. I
sped
didn't
run
like
through
that
it.
either.
Like,
Right.
you
Yeah.
sped
like
run
that
through
either.
it. Seth just turned heel. You're already doing the match of Jay. Like, it doesn't matter how the fuck finish. Like, that's probably your SummerSlam match or your Money in the Bank match. Like, those two shouldn't even be interacting until it's time, and you just gave it away for free on TV. These Axiom dudes just showed up. Like, yeah, they're a great tag team, and they're about to have a match with the Street Profits. Like, again, and the Profits just won a title. Like, again, that's a match of two teams that shouldn't even be facing each. They shouldn't even be in the same segment at minimum, at least until like August. Like, they're just speed running through shit. And in AEW, it was the Elite and it was Punk. And where it was like, okay, you have people that fucked with Punk, you have people that fucked with the Elite, and then TK was like in the middle. Well, in WWE, it's clear what's going on. It's Rock's people and it's Triple H's people. And then you got like the difference is, unlike AEW, there isn't a middle side. There isn't anyone stuck in the middle. There is no middle party here. It's either people who are Rock's folks or the Triple H's folks. And you're speed running this shit. Like, like Anubis, you just asked like, it's Backlash tomorrow. There's a lot of people who don't know that because we just had Mania. It just feels like we just did it. Why are we doing another show? And then fucking TKL, you just mentioned Saturday Night Main Event is in another 2 weeks. Why are we doing your biggest show?
We did just have Mania. Remember, Mania was last month on the 20th.
Right.
Yep.
So why are we doing Mania followed up with another Backlash, followed up with just Saturday Night Main Event? Like, you don't need any of this shit. Like, if anything, since Mania was so late this year, there should have been nothing in May or June. Just let May and June breathe. Just do regular episodes of Raw, SmackDown, and then run it back at Money in the Bank in July. Like, he's speed running shit. That's what's happening. Triple H is speed running. That's why he got angry Mania weekend. He was on that podcast and he was saying, I wish fans would just be. Bully Ray said the same thing. Go ahead and give it. That's just a passive.
They all say that. They all say that though. That's nothing new. Like they always say that. And I was trying. The reason I went when you said the honeymoon's over, I'm like, what honeymoon? I ain't seen a honeymoon in years in my wrestling.
You know what I mean, bro. You know what I mean. Like, yeah, I don't think it's a honeymoon, but I'm talking about
there's
like
been no honeymoon.
Right.
Like I'm like, what honeymoon? I've been into this grown-up marriage with wrestling for many years right now. Like NXT was my honeymoon, and they screwed that up for me.
This is a toxic marriage. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Toxic.
That's
what's going on.
I want to leave, but I want to leave wrestling, but then it puts it down on me a couple of times. That real good loving, and then I'm like, I can deal with a couple of more frying pans to the head.
But that's what's happening right now. The dents in the armor are being shown. You're starting to see the holes. The pressure is starting to get Triple H. And again, like I'm not saying like I'm not trying to fear monger here. Like, oh man, they're gonna go under. The people are gonna stop coming. Like, I'm not saying any of that. But specifically, like the undercard, you can just tell in the undercard that Triple H is just putting like minimal effort. Everything's being rushed. But he
might be panicking. That's probably why he's doing what he's doing. He's panicking.
He is panicking, and like I said, like everything right now up to this point, and again, I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm just being real. Up to this point, everything is fine, only because the tickets are still selling. People are still purchasing these overpriced tickets to shows, but that can only last for so long. It's not sustainable. Eventually, the buzz is going to wear off, and so the question is, what's going to happen when the ticket sales go down? What's going to happen when they start booking those 30,000 arenas and they can only get like 15? What's going to happen when they start getting those 10,000 arenas and they can only get 5? What happens then? That's the problem.
They're going to get Billy Jack Haynes. That's what they're going to do.
Right. And that's what
these old school legends.
I didn't think you were fear mongering. By the way, what up, Easy? But I didn't think you were fear mongering.
What it do though?
I've heard this. Right. I've heard this so many times for like 30 years now. I really have. Like I remember the days of the Goon and Abe Knuckleball Schwartz, and I was hearing this. I remember seeing Art come out as the juicer. You know what I mean? I remember those really Art Barr before he went to Los Gringos Loco.
Right.
The inventor of the frog splash. I remember when he was the juicer, which was a Beetlejuice ripoff. You know, and the only thing that I think that wrestling needs, and it'll never happen, is the territory system. I like the territory system. It works. If you got, because that way you didn't have to see the same guy. And if you did get tired of him, he disappeared off of your TV for a bit and he was at some other organization. But with the advent of the internet, it's really hard to go away.
One more thing. I want to give a big ups to Marky D. Of all people, he brought this up today. Check out his newest video. He just did a review on the most recent episode of TNA Impact. And he brought up a good point. Why would WWE release the girls that they've been sending to Impact?
Yeah, that was
Gigi Dolan was down there like 2-3 weeks in a row. You release her. What's the other chick? The black chick that they released?
Jakara Jackson.
Right. She made like 3 or 4 appearances down there. Why would you take time? Like, you could have sent anyone to TNA and you send them just to release them. What's that about? That's just weird.
Because WWE is fucking greedy.
Yeah.
Like, how can they sit here and be like, oh, they're making so much profit, they breaking all these records, and then a couple weeks later you start releasing people? How does that make any sense?
Gotta hoard that money.
Listen, I get the trimming the fat part, but you're in a partnership with another brand promotion. Actually, 2, TNA and AAA. You don't need to really release people. Send the people that you're not using to these other promotions. Hell, you just sent Natalia to fucking Bloodsport, and she's working some of the best work of her entire career.
That's where Killer Cross got his rep.
You know what, TKO? They actually sent, like, they got rid of Xia Li, and Xia Li ended up in TNA. So I'm like, just do that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like, the people that you're not using, send them to these 3 shows, so that way they're not just sitting in the back and catering, wasting away.
Yeah, everybody should be able to eat. There should be no issues. There should be a spot for everybody.
Did you see Cross at Bloodsport? He had a damn good match.
Yeah, who he went up against again? This dude.
I forgot his name. It's like big ass dude too. And the promo for that, I forgot his name, but I don't know why he's not signed. They need to, because he's not getting any younger either.
Yeah, but this is what I don't understand. You got 3. You're in a partnership with 3 different shows. There's no reason why you should realistically be firing anybody.
Shit, look at Nikita Lyons. Didn't they send her to Evolve? Instead of firing her, they sent her to Evolve.
As whack as she is, and you're fucking Evolve, and she's whack. Like, oh my god!
Like, evolve into what?
All right.
Well, you know what? Did you hear what Conan said about the acquisition? Did you hear what Conan said about the acquisition of AAA? He said he had the meeting with WWE, and they talked about all the AAA's big events and promo, and he's like, basically the budget that we run on, he's like, one of your shows covers he's like, one of you guys' shows is all of our shows for about a year. Conan was talking about that. Conan's like, and AAA does massive shows, but they're like, their cost is way cheaper.
Yeah. They're in Mexico.
But that's what's happening right now, man. Just the dents in the armor and the holes are being shown. And the same people who were talking about, oh man, I can't wait for the inevitable fallout between Punk, TK, and the Elite, because people just wouldn't shut up about it on social media in 2022, 2023. The same people who were saying that shit are quiet as fuck, because the same thing is clearly happening in WWE right now. You can see the holes every week. There's just more inconsistencies, more stuff that doesn't make sense. Stuff is being rushed, and Triple H is getting nervous. By no means do I want Vince back. None of us want Vince back. But I'll say this about Vince. Like, it's funny because, Vince was just such a piece of shit. We're not allowed to say any positive things about him. The one thing I will give Vince, when it came to talking publicly, he knew better. He just kept quiet. He rarely spoke publicly.
Right.
He knew. He knew. Triple H needs to take notes from that because he doesn't take criticism very well. He does not take criticism.
This motherfucker is everywhere. I can't stand that shit, B. He is a fucking camera hog, all that type of hog. Like, he always got to be in the middle of everything. Look at the end of every show. Executive producer, Paul Levesque. Why? Why, sir?
Right.
Okay, why are there credits at the end of it? Just throw the damn mark on and call it a day. There used to not be no.
Like, I
He
never
didn't tell you who was behind the scenes. You used to just say WWF.
Like, why are the credits after the show? Like, this ain't no reality show. Like, what are we doing?
It's to Sandman. It's like, yo,
remember that dude from Scary Movie? When he was like, he could suck his own dick? That's his mom. That's Triple H.
And to Sandman's point, WCW used to do that back in the day after their pay-per-views. But Bischoff's name would be like in the credits, like after the show was over, at which point most people would already turn the channel. But when WWE does it, like the ring is still on camera. Like
they do it like 2 minutes before the show officially goes off.
Right. So the risk you take doing that, Triple H, is by having your name front and center, you're eliminating any doubt on who's running shit. You're letting people know, hey, bro, like this is my shit. Okay, well, if this is your shit, then that means when things aren't working, you can't deflect like you did 2-3 years ago when Vince was still in the picture. Now he's gone. So now when dumb shit happens, okay, I guess it's Paul Levesque and Lee Fitting. Again, even casual fans who don't even know who the fuck Lee Fitting is, they know the name because you put his name at the end of every fucking episode. So, you know what I'm saying?
But in the same token, this ain't nothing new. That's what happens when you're the only game, the biggest game in town. You got no competition.
That's the thing. I don't mind that. I just like this motherfucker. He doesn't have to be in everything. This dude is just like Diddy.
Yeah.
All in the videos, like my dude. It's like it was like, you know, WWE was the only promotion in town when Vince was in charge. You ain't see Vince like on every single like on TRL and all over the damn place. No.
Well, here's what bothers me about this though.
Like, you ain't see him on 106 in Park.
Here's what bothers me though. Every time Triple H is on camera, he doesn't even talk about wrestling. Like he talks about other shit. Like, my guy, like talk about the product.
Right.
But you all make great points though.
That's what made the Mania bills such a shit show. Like that week, you had like Roman and Punk and Cena and Triple H, and they were just all talking about everything except the fucking show. Talking about Trump, talking about, man, I wish the fans would shut up. Talking about Cena's talking about his love for Vince. Like just like
weird.
Right, it's weird.
You telling us to shut up on
everything
during WrestleMania season, though. During WrestleMania, you telling us, oh, just shut up. It's WrestleMania season. You should be used to this.
No, that's not what I'm used to. I'm used to you telling me exactly what you're going to do to this other dude at the show and how bad you're going to embarrass him and how big of a fight. You're supposed to talk me into wanting to see the fight.
Right.
That's pro wrestling 101. Talk him into the building.
That's how I know. That's how I know. Like Roman's done because I believe the report because they were saying that Roman's contract's up next year. Because like Roman, to his credit, like Roman's a pretty private dude. You know, like I don't even remember that many times. I think like the only time he's ever said something that, and this wasn't even controversial. I think like the only time I ever saw him ever like in the dirt sheets was like when the shit happened with Punk after he was fired from AEW. He said that he didn't care for Punk, but when push comes to shove, he'd work with him to make money. I'm like, okay, that's a professional thing to say, but like, and that's not even drama. You know, that's like, you know, just, you know, people just talking or something. Yeah. So Roman has never said anything.
At the end of the day, he's a businessman.
Right. So like, he's never said or done anything that I would consider like problematic. But like when he was on that podcast talking about like Trump is a great commander in chief, I'm like, this dude is fucking done. Like really? Like you're not going to be talking his storyline about, wait a minute, okay, so how do you feel about your wise man betraying you? How do you feel about Seth being a thorn in your side? Like something to promote the match, something. He's not even talking about the match. He's not talking about Seth. He's not talking about Punk. He's talking about what a great commander in chief Trump is. I'm like, this dude's done.
You know what?
You can't make it up, B.
You know what I think it is? And it's like, yeah, so like I'm not gonna sit up here and say it's just social media, but I remember when when I would watch Arsenio Hall or Regis and Kathy Lee, when a wrestler would show up, they'd still be in character, even though on the internet, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like when Zeus was on Arsenio Hall and he's talking about beating up Hulk Hogan and now can't stop him. He's from Compton. And I'm just like, yeah, it's a late night show and no kid should be watching it, but he stayed in character. Now these guys come up here. I don't want to hear about your personal life. I want to hear about how you're going to beat this dude's ass and take his belt from him and embarrass him in front of his family. You know, normal shit.
Because it's like all these motherfuckers. Well, I shouldn't say all. Well, most of them, they be trying to get into Hollywood and all that. It's like these motherfuckers be doing like I don't know, like audition class or something when they be on these promo tours.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
The Prophets.
But you know how you can really get into those. You know how you can really your acting. You could actually stay in freaking character.
Undertaker. You was glitching up a little bit.
No, I was saying the Prophets.
Oh damn! No, I said hell.
Yeah, the Prophet.
And all I said was Undertaker was in Suburban Commando, and he still stayed in character.
Yeah, right. And yeah, the Fraxium just beat the Street Profits. So.
Oh my god, yeah.
Please tell me they're stirring a breakup.
I don't know.
That's what I mean, man.
Who took the pen?
The Street Profits about to go back to the projects, back to the ghetto. You go.
It was a non-title match.
Oh yeah, I know. But they get ready for it. Like, yeah, it's about time to hand the belts over to Fraction. That's our new team now. You already got your donut, and back to the ghetto you go.
I mean, holy fuck! I mean, the match was great, but damn, this thing.
Sure was.
But
who ate
damn,
the pen?
Well, we know which team is going to beat the Profits now.
It's a wrap. They had their run, whatever that was, and that's it. Like, don't be surprised if they make the match for tomorrow. Either they gonna make the match for tomorrow, or they make it next Friday, and that's it for the Street Profits. They had their WrestleMania moment last Friday?
Oh, they didn't have a moment. They weren't on the card.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The WrestleMania moment was on SmackDown. That TLC match, that was their WrestleMania moment. And that's it, B. I see you, Black Star. All right, Black Star, we're gonna try this again. Everything good? I can see you. See, look, like you pause again. We're not gonna do this. Yeah, this dude connection B. Yeah, ballet tight. Yeah. I'm numb to this shit now. Hold on, Anubis. What you say? TKO? Hold on, Anubis. What you saying, TKO?
No, I was just saying, yeah, I saw that. Everything, like we said, man, everything they doing is rushed, man.
Tez ate the pin too?
Oh yeah. Tez got pinned.
Wow.
All right, well, Sandman, if you don't mind, I would like to do the weekly update on Diddy. Did a lot of research for this. Want to make sure to give you guys the best information.
Oh man!
All right, here we go.
Go ahead.
But, I'm gonna introduce a little new segment. But for every Diddy segment, we're gonna do this. We got a little R-Truth there.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, man, a lot of information. There's more stuff coming in now, but I'm just gonna focus on all the information from the previous show till today. I'm gonna go through this really quickly. So we have 4 witnesses for the Diddy case. Cassie is one of them. A male sex worker is the second witness. An associate of Cassie is the third witness. And then there is a 4th witness who is currently unknown at this time. The big story is the female who is an associate of Cassie, the third witness. she has gone missing, and no one knows where the fuck she is.
Really now?
She is not shown up. They are trying to find this third witness, and for whatever reason, they cannot find her. Apparently, this
You can
third
hit the link,
witness,
Anubis. Just hit the link again.
apparently, this third witness has information to the case that's very important. So, if she's not there, it's a really big piece of the puzzle that's missing, and it gives Diddy an out. As of right now, they have shortened the jurors to 45 in the elimination process. They got about 45 jurors. But when the case starts, there's going to be 12 jurors with 6 alternates just in case. Diddy has denied bail. And he's also been denied bail for witness tampering up to 3 times that we know of. So he's tried to interfere with the witness tampering, and that's why his bail has been denied. He has also rejected a plea deal. And so because he has rejected the plea deal, if he loses this case, it'll be life in prison. No exceptions, no parole. The big problem right now is they are having a really hard time finding jurors who are not biased. Because when the video went out of Diddy beating up Cassie, like the whole world saw it. So this is not a case where, because normally to anyone who's done jury duty, there's I'd say, a pretty good chance you don't know, what you're there for. Just about everybody in the world knows who Diddy is, and just about everybody in the world knows about the video. And so that's one of the reasons why the jury selection is taking so long, because they're trying to find what they feel are non-biased people who are going to, judge fairly. The opening statement of the trial will be May 12th. That is Monday of next week. So the trial officially starts this coming Monday on May 12th. The trial at minimum can go to 8 weeks, and at maximum can go 10 weeks. So if it goes 8 weeks, that would mean it will go to June 29th to July 5th. If it goes 10 weeks, it'll go from July 13th to July 19th. So that's the information about the trial currently. And the people who have been shown, this is the part that made the news yesterday. It was on CNN, it was on Fox News, MSNBC. All of the jurors at the very beginning, when they were brought in, they were shown this poster that had celebrities. And there was a question underneath the poster that said, do you know these celebrities or have you heard of them? And the thing about it is no context was given whatsoever. So I have the picture in front of me, and these celebrities
I remember you had posted it in the group chat. I'm trying to look for it right now.
Right. So the celebrities in question are Kanye West, Cassie Ventura.
You notice how he was the first on the list.
Right. Right. So the celebrities in question are Kanye West, Cassie Ventura, Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, Kid Cudi, Aubrey O'Day, Lauren London, Michelle Williams, Don Richard, Justin and Christian Combs. Those are Diddy's sons, to those who don't know. And Dallas Austin. So this picture was shown to the jurors at the very beginning of the elimination process. Sam is about to put it. That's the picture right there. So this picture was shown to all the jurors. And the question was basically like, have you heard of these people? Do you know who they are? But no context was given whatsoever. Like, why are you showing these pictures?
This two right here, this is crazy. These two.
Right.
Laura London and Michelle, that's crazy.
So people on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Discord, everybody is going through their, the rabbit hole, putting their investigations together, trying to figure out what's going on. I have a site in front of me. This is from News Nation. I'm going to go through these names.
I remember. Allegedly, didn't he? Did he blow this dude, Kid Cudi car up?
Yeah. He blew his car
because he was fucking with Cassie.
Right. Right. Yeah. So some of these celebrities, we get the connection. Some of them we don't. Let me first start with Kanye. Let's see here. I'm on News Nation, and this is what this News Nation has. It says Kanye released a song, "Lonely Roads Still Go to Sunshine," that features Diddy and his son. The song supposedly includes a taped phone conversation with Diddy in prison. It's so interesting, isn't it? Seeing these music videos predict the future. It's kind of creepy. You know, you know what I mean? Mike Myers is a
All
weird one.
imitating life.
Right. Mike Myers is weird. The only connection we know about Mike Myers is he made a joke about Diddy in one of the Austin Powers movies. I haven't seen the Austin Powers movies in years. I would have to dedicate some time to figure that out. Michelle Williams, to those who don't know, she is a member of the Destiny's Child. You know, Michelle, Beyonce, Kelly. What her connection is to this, we have no fucking clue. That's very strange to me.
Yeah.
Lauren London is the former partner of Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
Said that Combs helped.
Nunu. Come on, you
Right.
know Nunu from the ATL?
Of course. So that's her connection. No explanation needed for Christian and Justin. Those are, Diddy's sons. Dallas Austin is a producer who dated Diddy's ex-girlfriend and the mother of some of his children, Kim Porter, who mysteriously passed at 47. So that's interesting. Cassie, everyone knows who she is, so no explanation needed. And Kid Cudi, as Sandman just said, was a person of a romantic interest to Cassie, and allegedly his car was blown out. And this happened in 2012, February 2012, to be specific. And this was leaked during Cassie's lawsuit. Michael B. Jordan dated Cassie at one point, but what
I never
his
knew that.
relevance? Yes, so they used to date. What his relevance is to Diddy, I have no fucking clue. So that's weird. Aubrey, some Gen Zs may not know who Aubrey is. Aubrey is from Danity Kane. Anybody who grew up in the 90s, 2000s remembers Danity Kane. And
Yeah,
she was one of the first.
She was one of the first that exposed him, saying that he was on some
Right.
creep shit. She was one of the first.
Right, and Don Richard is another member of Danity Kane, as well. So
Hold on, let me say what's
and
up to
the
my dude Wolfpack. Wolfpack was goody. Was goody. Black Sauce said he's trying his best to connect this hotspot. He's just gonna wait and says Wi-Fi get fixed. Yeah, be like you could be in the chat, you know what I'm saying? And till you get your Wi-Fi fixed, no worries.
right.
But how you been, Wolfpack?
And then the last piece of the puzzle of news for today is right now a big piece of this case is there is I'm going to be professional here, a former adult entertainer slash exotic dancer by the name of Jonathan O'Day. That's his real name. This gentleman got in trouble some years ago. He went to a resort owned by Trump in 2015. He had a gun and he shot up a bunch of like chandeliers and stuff. He was arrested. They took him for, he was very drunk. He was toxic and stuff like that. But the reason I'm mentioning this particular person is because when he was arrested and they interviewed him, he claimed to be a former escaped sex slave. And he went on a very, at the time, what was considered unhinged rant and began to divulge details about Diddy and Diddy's sex trafficking operation. Now, again, for context, all this happened in 2015. So this information was dismissed at that time. But now, for obvious reasons, this information is now being re-examined and reevaluated. So what this Jonathan O'Day person said, he claims that he was kidnapped against his will and that himself and at minimum 10 other men were held against their will and were forced to have sexual relations with Cassie Ventura, and that Diddy would watch during this interaction, and that they were also forced to take liquid cocaine before doing it.
I heard about that.
And then they were paid, each of them were paid $5 million and were then
What?
told to, yes, they were paid, each of them.
That's what I'm saying.
So
5 million each?
yes, 5 million each. So we're not talking 5 million, 10 dudes, y'all split it 10 ways. No,
A
5
piece.
million each a piece.
That is fucking insane.
And that they were forced to sign an NDA. Now this guy again, like
Yeah,
he's not
I know about Dallas Austin. I remember him.
Hey, wait. I got one question. Did they bring up anything about Andre Harrell, who was a mentor?
yet.
And
Nah,
yeah,
he
it was
wasn't. Not yet. Nah.
Not yet. Now what
because
makes
they were.
this very? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All I was trying to say was because I had been hearing rumblings about this kind of stuff for years, and I'm not talking like I'm talking in the '90s. People have been saying odd stuff, and that was because that college incident. They're not going to bring that up. The college incident with Heavy D and whatnot.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah,
Right.
they said like, and one person said Diddy had once said when he does these kind of things that it's not so much about it's about the power because he has the power. That was
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. It's
So
a power
if they
move.
bring that up, that's kind of a pattern.
Right.
Yeah,
So what
Black
makes this
Hold
interesting?
on, give me a second. Yeah, Black.
Okay.
Why don't you just hit up your internet provider? Just hit them up and tell them what's going on, my dude. That's it. Like, well, I
Yeah.
don't
So
even, like, I don't know your personal situation, but just hit up your internet provider and let them know, like, look, your shit is acting ridiculous. That's it. Like, I wouldn't even pay that shit. Tell you the truth, I'm like, if y'all niggas don't send somebody over here, I ain't paying shit. Y'all had to cut my shit off or something. I'll go to another internet provider if that's the case.
Real
Blaze, what's
talk.
goody?
right. So the final.
Oh
piece
yeah,
of
definitely,
information-
Wolfpack. Hell yeah.
The final piece of information is very strange because this gentleman, Jonathan O'Day, and I mean this respectfully, this guy is not a mainstream name in the adult entertainment industry. This is not a person from OnlyFans, or this is not an influencer, a content creator. This guy is an unknown. So it's very telling that this man, who no one has ever heard of, as well as 9 other individuals, were all paid 5 million each. Why would someone do that if they don't know some shit? So that
Right.
really adds to the credibility of the story. So anyway, this guy, and just for clarity, I mentioned the 4 witnesses. I said one of them was a former, I mentioned that one of the witnesses is a man, is a sex worker. The one male witness is not Jonathan O'Day, so it's a totally different guy. But this account from Jonathan O'Day is now being reinvestigated for obvious reasons. So, but that's all the information right now for the case. The trial officially starts, if everything goes according to plan, is May 12th. The big story though is this third witness, this female witness who has mysteriously gone missing, and Diddy has been caught with witness tampering at least 3 different times. So sometimes you have this where someone is afraid to to go to trial. They're afraid
Yeah.
that somebody might get them, might be intimidating and stuff like that. Some people get cold feet. So the hope is, from Diddy's perspective, is that this third person just doesn't show up, because if this third person doesn't show up, then that'll be a big part of the investigation that's missing, which would then create reasonable doubt, which could then actually, and this would be crazy if this would happen, but with enough reasonable doubt, it could actually get Diddy out. It can get him off. He can actually be declared not guilty, which would be, I guess, the worst case scenario. I doubt that'll happen. But that's basically what's going on right now. That's the situation. The trial itself, if everything goes according to plan, it's going to start this Monday.
There's one question I got. Why haven't they brought the lady who got shot in the club? She's been wanting
What?
to.
Oh,
Yeah,
The
from
one who
Giants?
still has the
Yeah, the
fragment
one.
in her face.
Yeah, the
one that
one that Sean took the
he took the
time
rap for
for.
that.
Yeah, he took the rap for that. He did
And
time
she
for
was
that.
like, he didn't even do it.
Yeah, come to figure out it was Diddy that shot her all along.
Yeah, and she kept saying, she's like, nobody
Allegedly.
came to talk to me. Nobody's asked me anything. I still got the fragments.
Yeah, she been saying that story for years, like almost
Yeah.
decade, like decades. She
Right.
was saying that shit. She's like, yo, it was him, and that's crazy because, like, damn, this dude Sean, you know what I mean? He took the rap for that shit, and
He took
wow,
the rap. J-Lo got off. P. Diddy got off. You know what I mean?
I heard the gun was J-Lo's. I heard it was her gun.
Well,
I
that's
heard
one
that
of the
too.
other. That's one of the other funny things about the story. It's like the lady that was there. They never asked her anything. You know what I mean? She never got to testify or anything on the stand, and she's been more than willing since day one. Her story has not changed. She's still around.
Black Star with a doodle.
I nothing much. Can't hear me. I'm not roboting, right?
Not at all. You sound crystal clear. That's good.
All right, cool. Like, when did they bring in Shine for that? Not the lady that got shot, because Shine was the one who took the rap, right?
Yeah, but come
So
to
when did they
figure
just
out
bring him
the
in?
lady, they might do that. Like who know? But I don't think they are talking about this particular case or that particular case. They're talking about the sex trafficking case. I think that's what they I think that's
Right.
what this shit is about.
But if they want to
Okay.
establish
Okay,
pattern of behavior, then they would just for
right.
that point.
The
You know what I
focus of
mean?
this case is the focus
Yeah.
is just the sex trafficking, the Diddy parties, and beating up Cassie Ventura. That's the focus of the case. Now, other stuff could get brought up later, but that's the focus right now.
They
If you
tried to
wanna kill your
disappear that
case-
tape.
Now, if you want to kill your case, bring in Kanye. See what happens.
Right.
Kanye. He was a chump from day one. Whatever. I like College Dropout, but that was the only album I liked by him. And I'm from Chicago.
But it's weird to me though. Like, there's like a couple of weird things that has happened that's kind of like caught my eye.
Mhm.
Like, you guys heard about the reason like EJ Iduka got cut from AEW, right?
Yeah, his body, right? Pause.
Yeah, motherfucker was too much in shape. I was like, the fuck?
Yeah, I've actually heard that before. Apparently, that's why Hammer got cut from the PC, allegedly.
Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, if you're too much in shape, get to his level. What's wrong?
You would think so. But, yeah.
And
Okay,
you know how it works.
Damn stupid Mike. Yeah, I'm up to the Jay Cargill and Nia Jax match for the number one contendership.
Yeah, we know how that's going to go.
Righteous.
I'm just watching Carmelo Hayes fight Aleister Black right now.
That's another
Nice.
match. That's another match they breezed by. They could have saved that match too.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, that's the part to me. Like, that's like the Righteous. Like, you know, they're gonna sign with WWE. You know, they're gonna side with Cross, because like Cross is setting up his Killer Cross gimmick.
I don't think Cross
That's
needs
what it
any more. I don't think he needs no more stables. That stable shit is just not working for him. He just needs to stay to like
It would have.
be
I
solo.
thought the Final Testament would have worked if they booked them better.
Yeah, like they just booked them. They barely booked them. Like, and every time they had a match, they lost.
Like,
And
so
he's
like,
good
funny.
at stables. He was
Bro, how the
remember the
fuck
Rabbit
do you-
Tribe?
Bro,
That was
how
a
the
good
fuck
stable.
do you have?
Right.
Bro, how the fuck do you have AOP on your roster and not book them to fight the War Raiders? Like,
I
what?
don't know what happened. I defended it because a lot of people didn't like them and Black and Gold NXT. I did. I thought they
I
were
liked
cool.
them too.
Hell
I
I
yeah.
just thought they looked like
They were
overgrown
beautiful.
children, but I liked them.
Bro, they were
Yeah,
beautiful. Bro, they were
Yeah.
menacing on NXT.
Hell yeah, they remind me of
I thought
that
they
game
were-
Army of Two. That's what they remind me of.
Right.
Army of Two.
I thought they were fine. I don't know what happened when they brought them back. Like Triple H just didn't do anything with them.
I got one more joke. I got one joke about them. Every time I see them, when I used to watch them win, I'm like, I expect them to go, all right, now let's go to Dave and Buster's. I don't know. I just expected it.
Yeah, man.
I love them, though. They're awesome.
But like he's eyeing the righteous, which means that they're planning something between those three.
Oh yeah, make sure y'all check out my dude Wolfpack Main drawings, but he be drawing up the WWE superstars. So make sure you go to his channel and see what he got going on.
I'll do that. I've been going to Tati just because I came over here. Like I've been checking out Tati's channel as well.
Yeah, shouts go out to Tati Taker.
Woo!
But with Cross, he had a squad out here. I wish that it was like a hit squad they had. They were called the 86 squad because they take you 8 miles out and bury you 6 feet deep. They were supposed to be like hitmen.
I like that.
It was a Vegas-based group, and they were like it was him in his trench coat, and he had 2 mafia-like members, Johnny the Blade, and they were a good faction. And he did all the talking, even though he was bigger than both of them, but he was the best mouthpiece in the crew. If they just let him go, he's great at what he does.
Cargill with the frog splash.
Like then
Black just beat Carmelo
within seconds.
And he not within seconds, and he just casually just black masked the Miz, and just I love how he was gangster with it. He black masked the Miz and then just casually walked away like how Jacob Fatu does it whenever he crashes out.
Like part of my back.
Yeah. But what I like about Jacob Fatu is even after he beats you, the way he does the way that you old school promo where you still put the guy over, like he did with LA Knight.
Like then Javon Evans, man, what the fuck? Why did you delete the tweets? Just why?
Yeah, that's a YN. Like Ricochet didn't know that's a YN right there.
We should have deleted the tweets. You just left them up.
Nah, of course he didn't delete them because you already know he don't want to get in trouble. He don't want to get into no heat.
That's true. I'll give you that.
And if you read JTG's book, everything you do will get you heat. Anything you do. JTG talked about getting heat when he didn't expect to get any whatsoever. Him and Shad used to get in trouble all the time. And they said just being there, you catch heat.
I wonder if he's still doing videos on his YouTube because he came out with a YouTube channel right after Maven came out with his.
I know he was wrestling with channel. He was wrestling with the Pope for a while. Remember D'Angelo De Niro? They were doing some stuff in NWA together.
Of course,
bro. I will continue to preach this to the top of my lungs. Y'all motherfuckers that do YouTube channels and shit now. Y'all owe Matt Cardona a fucking check.
Dead ass though. He's a pioneer of that shit.
Yep. You know who else they owe? Even though people don't like to give him his props, they owe Colt Cabana. Because Colt Cabana been podcasting since before everybody.
Oh, fuck Colt Cabana.
Hey, no, I'm not saying like him or hate him.
You got a point though. You got a point.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, but I remember listening to Colt Cabana's Art of Wrestling podcast way back when. So he's one of the OGs, just like Matt Cardona.
This goes outside of wrestling. I think celebrities in general. This like I'm being dead serious here. Like if you're a celebrity or if you are a content creator, if you are a public figure, I feel like you need to have social media training because like all it takes is just one bad tweet. And that's it.
Name one who has social media training.
Right.
Well, I'm saying I think it is something that should be considered. Like I joked about it here. I forgot when we did it. I think it was last year or maybe it was the year before. I was never a Roseanne fan like that. I never cared for the show, but I just thought it was very fascinating how you just have this show like that just gives you royalties for like the rest of your life. Your show comes back.
Yeah,
you're getting all these numbers and shit, and then like one tweet just fucking ruined like 30 plus years of a career, and like now
hard
you're
work.
Right. So, like if you're a wrestler or an athlete, you should probably like take social media like training because all it takes is just one tweet. Because wrestling, it's already like a fucking like walking on eggshells environment anyway. It's very competitive, and they're looking for any reason to take your spot. So, yeah.
Hey, but you know what though? You know, the coolest thing about what happened to Roseanne was that Adderall gave one of the best responses to what she said. They were like, Adderall, our side effects don't seem to include racism.
Right.
And I was like, damn, that was heat.
Nah, but like the double-edged sword in that is that she could have ended up like Kramer and just went completely full-blown.
That's a nigger. Look at that nigger. It's a nigger over there. Look at that nigger.
Right.
But you know what though? The thing I love about watching this happen is sometimes I wish there was a social media like Twitter or something in the 80s. I would have loved to have heard some of these coked up wrestlers.
Do you know how many careers would have ended?
Oh my God. I can imagine, bro. Can you imagine
Bill Irwin?
Bro, can you imagine a 90s Shawn Michaels on social media? Good
Oh God.
If ECW had a social media in the 90s, it would just be people running the train on Sammy, or not Sammy, well, Tammy.
Whoa,
Tammy.
Whoa.
I said Sammy. Tammy.
Oh my God.
You know, the only thing I hate about that whole story is that I was a genuine Chris Candido fan.
Same.
I was a genuine fan, even as Skip. Like I liked his work.
New Jack would have been canceled 20 times over the social media in the 90s.
New Jack was the one guy you would try to cancel, and he'd still keep showing up.
Where he'd be the
old men with aluminum bats. I don't think he cares.
Man, that nigga would be Dave Chappelle for sure. Like uncanceled.
My favorite
New Jack
New
is
Jack
definitely
story.
a nutcase.
My favorite New Jack story was that old dude he wrestled that indie show.
Gypsy Joe. Gypsy Joe.
What did he do? He didn't sell any of his punches, right?
Yeah,
he didn't sell any of his stuff.
And that aggravated New Jack. So New Jack started cracking the shit out that dude.
And
with the weapons. And he still wasn't selling.
and all the white folks in the crowd were like, "Someone stop that nigger!"
Or when he shanked up that other dude who kept talking mess about him.
Oh my God!
Know that Gypsy Joe ass whooping reminded me of that Simpsons episode with when Homer was beating the shit out of some dude. The little kid says, "Stop it! He's already dead.
He's already dead."
That was he's stealing the burners, and he starts beating them up. Yeah. But no, that's classic. Yeah.
So yeah, I see this dude, Rhino the Wino, officially in every single promotion. He went in every single promotion when it comes to the mainstream. He was in, of course, ECW, WWE, WCW, shit. Like, as you can see, he pulled up at AEW on Wednesday. He looked a little crazy. He looked
3-0.
He looked a little crazy, but still, like, is he like he's 60 now, right?
He's gotta
be. Let me look it up.
He's gotta be, right? He's gotta be
pulling up because I missed that part.
I don't know why fans were upset that Rhino lost.
Oh no, he's 49. He's 49.
Oh, who's
49?
What the fuck? Wow, really?
It cut out on me. Who's 49?
Rhino.
Really?
I said he was 60.
Rhino's not even 50. That's wild.
Shit.
That makes sense though. He was like 20 years old when he entered ECW.
He was 3-0 in debuts up until he met Tony Khan. So yeah.
Well, you already know Nick Wayne's gonna be. They're not gonna have Nick Wayne lose.
True.
Yeah, Rhino's cool. I always remember.
Only thing I had.
AEW
made me mad. Sorry. You go first.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I think of Rhino, I always think of that segment with Rhino and Stephanie and Jericho kind of promo. And he's like, I'm gonna stop that nasty, smelly, mean Rhino. And I'll beat you too, Rhino.
Whenever I see Rhino, I think of what Gregory Helms said to him.
That smelly
Helms was like,
And I'll get to you too, Rhino.
Yeah, when Shane Helms was riding with him, like Edge and Christian were telling him on the podcast. I just like what he said. He said Rhino would just keep talking and say, make a long story short, to keep going. He's like, "Can I ask you a question?" "Oh yeah, sure, buddy. Can you shut the fuck up?" But as far as AEW goes, I can't believe they made Papa Briscoe look fake. That's crazy.
Papa Briscoe,
What Rhino did to Francine alone, we should put him in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Yeah. What Rhino did to Francine, what he did to The Rock, what he did to Jericho, like all that.
Francine was something special. He asked what he gave her.
That nigga Rhino be goring everybody in every gender, don't he?
Yep.
He pile drive you through a table.
That too.
Well, that was when he was the rookie monster, so he needed to make a name for himself. I remember those. My favorite Francine moment still was watching her get in the ring. Didn't know who her opponent was, and Jazz came out. Because I'm still mad at WWE for not allowing Jazz and Jacqueline to be a tag team.
Wouldn't that be the elimination of everybody?
Yeah,
especially at a time. Yeah, but you forget it was a different time back then. Women were still just eye candy back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those two would eliminate the entire roster.
I just wonder. I remember.
That's why it never happened, though.
You got a point. But I remember the girls were talking about how Jacqueline would stiff them, and she said, "I'm sorry, all I ever wrestled was men."
I believe that.
Beat her up.
Now, the one place that surprised me with Jacqueline not teaming up with Jazz is TNA. I thought they would run that for sure.
Yeah.
But they never did it.
Man. Yeah, well, because I couldn't. Who would they? Did you really think the beautiful people would have believably beaten them?
No.
No, that's why.
Absolutely not.
That's why I hated that Sable Luna Vachon match. I'm like, are you kidding me?
No, man.
Plus, we're gonna know the date of Grande Americano's death, June 17th.
Oh God! And he just won the Speed title too.
Yeah. And I was waiting for him to. I was waiting for the legendary match between him and El Generico, because Generico didn't die saving those orphans.
You have this motherfucker go to Mexico City for Triple Mania.
They love him out there. Actually, they love him out there. Like a lot of, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. They love him. They think it's hilarious.
Man, you know,
it's classic Rudo. It's classic Rudo work.
You know, AAA don't give a damn. I mean, they got Alberto as their fucking world champion. For God's sakes.
Yeah, that's a different type of stupid.
They also signed. Well, I don't know if he's still there, but they had signed Marty Scurll.
Really?
I heard about that.
Conan said it. He's like, because the law, the whole thing of what happened is kind of shaky.
Man, poor Marty, man. If anybody should have got a second chance, it was him.
And that's what Conan was saying. He's like, they blackballed him, paid his dues, and he ain't like he sat up there denying, bragging, or talking major mess about it. And the laws are different out there. So how was, you know what I mean? It ain't like what happened to El Ligero?
Yeah, I think.
Who?
Ligero, or he was in progress.
Ligero.
Yeah, El Ligero.
Okay, yeah.
Like his was much worse, and that other dude, the Kiwi. Like their cases were way worse.
From WCW?
No.
AAA.
Oh.
No, the Kiwi was he was also in progress. No, it just means he's from New Zealand. I forgot his name, but he used to always wear the New Zealand flag on himself.
Okay.
or something.
Oh! He was in NXT UK, right? Talk about that
Yeah,
dude? Okay.
yeah. Like those cases were way worse, and David Starr was way worse. Like there's a bunch of cases where Marty Scurll just got caught up.
Do you actually think WWE's going to sign him though?
Really? I don't think so.
Nah.
I think the only person that used social media to their advantage was Jay Briscoe. Like he had his controversy, but before it even came to light, he had already apologized and started making right with it. But everybody decided to bring up old crap on him.
Right.
Like, you know, he even, I saw that where like after the whole thing happened, he said it in the ring. He's like, a person said that they can't be a fan of Jay Briscoe because of what I said. He's like, and that's not how Jamin Pugh works. Like he was being a man. And he wrestled with Effie and a bunch of people.
What TNT did to that motherfucker is evil.
Oh yeah, they screwed him so bad. Jim Cornette went off. Well, it wasn't right because he had already made his, you know what I mean? He actually not made amends, but he took accountability for it way before it even came out.
Like you know, if Ted Turner was running that shit, Ted Turner would let that shit go.
Ted Turner, I
didn't even know that.
I don't give a shit.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know he fessed up to before it even came out. So
yeah, he did it. Like he had already done it.
I thought he was taking I thought he was taking accountability when it came out. So
no, he did it like it happened like a week later.
Yeah, what happened was he made the statement like on some interview or something, and people got offended, and it was like a Ring of Honor live event or something, and then like he had showed
Wasn't
up
that
like,
at U-Shoot? At U-Shoot he did it, right?
It was
yeah,
a
something
U-Shoot
like
or a radio interview or something. It was a U-Shoot or a radio interview or something. And anyway, they did a Ring of Honor show, and it was kind of like what Raven did after the Sandman crucifixion angle. He showed up like out of character and basically apologized and said like, you know, he had no business saying that. And that was it. Like, so he was over it. And it was basically a nothing burger. And then when Triple H, you know, started doing Black and Gold NXT, the word is that the two teams he wanted at the very beginning was he wanted the Motor City Machine Guns and he wanted the Briscoes. But then people started tweeting about the stuff that Jay said out of context as if like he never apologized, but he did apologize. But still, because he made the statements, the WWE sponsors were like, they didn't tell WWE don't hire him, but they kind of implied we don't want you to hire these guys. And that's basically why they never came to WWE. And then when AEW
it was on the network though. Like if it's on the network, no one's gonna pay attention.
But afterwards,
it was on the network.
Well, afterwards they did end up coming and offering him. They offered him a bunch of times, but he didn't want the NXT contract because he's like, I make that landscaping.
Right. I mean, it would make sense because the Briscoes at that time were beyond it. They were beyond it.
And then when
they were making lots of money.
When AEW became a thing, the word was that it was some fucking executive. I forgot which it was like some executive that basically was like super SJW and you know like was like absolutely not, don't bring him in, because when FTR came to AEW, one of the main people they wanted to work with was actually the Briscoes. So that's one of the reasons why he sent FTR to Ring of Honor, because TK had bought Ring of Honor. But if you remember, they couldn't have the Briscoes show up on Dynamite because the executives didn't want the Briscoes on Dynamite. It was really
I remember that.
Boy, that was bro. That's
but even before that, before they signed
so much money that they missed out on.
Oh yeah, they burnt money on it. But what's funny is that what also came out was before even FTR got there, the Young Bucks had wanted the Briscoes there.
Right. Bro, and I say this with all respect to the... Oh, yeah, you going.
No, I was just going to say, man, that's so much money they missed out on right there. Can you imagine Can you imagine the Briscoes at that time? And this is when their tag team division was like stacked to the moon.
Right.
Yeah.
And I say this with like 100% respect to the Usos. Like the Usos, they're a great tag team. I like Jay, I like Jimmy as a team. But like if you're a WWE fan, like, and if you've never watched the Briscoes before, like if you've heard of them, you never watched them, The Usos are basically toned down versions.
Yeah, they took their swag. They definitely took their swag.
Yeah. When
But
they
what also
when they were doing
remember
the whole
from
Uso
before,
penitentiary.
like before the Uso Penitentiary, let's just be real. They was just like on some Island Boy type shit. A full Samoa, a full Samoa.
Yeah, they did the whole, they did the chant, and then when I say "oos," you say "oh." But
right. When I say
what also,
ooh, you say oh. Then after all
but
that
they
shit,
also proved.
Hold on. Then after that, now y'all from the hood now. Now y'all
Yeah.
The Briscoes,
y'all wearing
Briscoes
uptowns
are
now.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying this just because Jay's gone. Like the Briscoes is probably like the best modern day tag team that I've seen like the past 20 years. If you're a WWE fan and you never saw the Briscoes, take the Usos and like just multiply them like by like 100. Like really intense, really cool. Like basically take Fatu and like make them two people. Like just amazing tag team. Like they were fucking
accurate though.
Right,
That's a great way to put it. But the only thing I was gonna say is if you can go online and they still cut the best promos I've ever seen.
Right. I'm happy. I'm like, it's unfortunate everything that happened, but honestly, they would have never worked in WWE. They would have been toned down. So it wouldn't have been the Briscoes. It would have been like a toned down, lame version of it. So it really
instead
worked
of two
out.
chicken farmers from Delaware.
The best tag team storyline I ever seen in my life with the Briscoes versus the world's greatest tag team.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that was amazing.
Bro, I still can't.
I was about to say your match of the day, TKO. What is it? Undertaker versus Kane.
Yeah, so let me explain. I picked the Undertaker. One of my favorite, to me, Undertaker and Kane is one of WWE's best long-term storylines, and it's also one of the best ways to debut a brand new character.
Which one, Mania or?
No, I picked talking about when Lame. Talking about when Lame debuted.
Yeah, when Kane made his Kane debuted in that Hell in a Cell match, it was a crazy moment. It was one of the best.
Gotta be Kane.
Yeah, it was one of the best debuts in wrestling. And my match of the day is Kane versus Undertaker, but I picked their Inferno match.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
You know the motherfuckers had to have been hot as hell. Just imagine that shit. You flying around all that fire. You know they lost like 5 pounds during that match.
I think Inferno match too was Kane and Austin, right?
Kane was in all the Inferno matches, but
I remember when Kane he had an Inferno match with MVP.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah.
But yeah, I would imagine that ring has got to be like close to the hundreds in that ring, and I imagine the arena itself was fucking burning up as well.
Oh yeah,
it's probably like 112, 113 around there.
With the
that wasn't as bad as that Elimination Chamber where Undertaker got burnt up for real.
Oh, that was the fault. I remember that. I remember Taker told the story about that. Man.
He's on no apologies, no nothing. Just I want that guy gone, or I'm gonna kill him. That's what he told Vince.
Speaking of Kane, I think they dropped the ball on the face reveal. They could have made his face look more like disfigured. You know what I'm saying? And then have a storyline where he went when they got it surgically repaired or something like that. You know, later on down the road, he got it surgically repaired. But that face reveal should have been something grotesque. Like, oh my god!
I'm glad you mentioned. I'm glad you mentioned that because I think it doesn't get talked about enough. I think the face reveal was probably like the biggest risk a wrestler could take because he had done several gimmicks prior. They never worked. Kane was the one gimmick that like worked, that made him a main eventer. And one of the main things that made the gimmick work was the mask. So doing a gimmick where we're going to take off the mask, like that could have fucking killed his career.
Now when
Triple H buried him too. He by all accounts, he should have just been fired, but he was so good. He was such a fucking psycho. He made it work. I think Kane with the black towel, with the handcuffs, it's like one of the most badass wrestlers you've ever seen.
When it first started, he fucking pile drove fucking Linda. Then And then he fucking burned JR to a fucking crisp.
Yeah, like that was my favorite run of Kane. Like when he had the black towel over his head, and he had the handcuffs on with the security coming escorting him to the ring. I love that version of Kane.
I thought he should have kept that with the black towel and the shackles on him when he came out. That
shit was gold.
Nah, bro, him choke slamming Eric Bischoff off that stage had me dying.
The facial expression at the end, yeah.
Oh no, when he choke slammed this dude into the matter of fact, no, he didn't choke slam Shane. Shane caught him with chimneys through the fiery dumpster, as a matter of fact.
And then he disappeared.
The fact that they got away with a segment with him electrocuting Shane's balls is
I was about to say that.
Right. They really got away with that shit.
Oh my god. To this day, no one else has ever attempted to do something like that.
Well, Bill Moody is real good at what he's good at. You know, he's good at selling the character. Paul Bearer was always good at that. He's the one that discovered LA Knight.
Oh, word?
Yeah. When LA Knight was still Sean Ricker way back in the day, when like right after, like when because he used to go on the Indies as a Percy Pringle. That was his other, and he was his valet for a long time, and he had always told him he'll do big things.
Wow.
Watch next month. Hogan will come on a podcast and like, you know what, brother? I discovered LA Knight, brother.
Yeah, Hogan, right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Hogan.
But when he died, LA Knight cut an amazing promo about him. Like you can find it; it's still on there. But he was, he was real solemn about it. But that was like one of Paul Bearer's last finds.
Wow,
did I say rest in peace in that promo? Like,
no, he didn't say rest in peace.
Line.
Who?
I said, didn't Knight say during that promo, like I said, rest in peace, kind of like a mini tribute to him?
He did a tribute to him, but I don't think he said rest in peace. He just explained what he meant to him. And this was before he was on NXT as Slate Randall. This was like when he was still in CWF. Like, because back then he was also tag team partners with Brian Cage back before Brian Cage got big. And I don't mean fan wise. I just mean he got huge.
Oh shit!
That's back before Brian Cage lost to no, not Indy.
Tessa Blanchard.
There you go.
No, this is Brian. Let me put it this way: Brian Cage wasn't the Swolverine yet. He wasn't swole at all. Brian Cage used to be a little guy.
The Swolverine.
Oh, pre-roids. Okay.
Yeah, this is pre-roids Brian Cage. Like it was just crazy. Like if you watch it, it's just funny. You saw that he was going to be a star, but he also explained. He's like, the reason it took me so long is because I'm good at screwing myself over.
Speaking of Tessa, they got a shirt out that says "We hate Tessa." TNA came out with a shirt saying "We hate Tessa."
Ah, damn it!
I got a lot. They smart. That's smart marketing. I ain't mad at
it. Bro, I think they are. I think they about to start doing. I think they starting to do Jey Uso dirty already.
Well, what's up? Why you say that?
They just ran down the Backlash card, and they didn't even mention his match with Logan Paul.
Wow!
It was never announced.
I'm lost.
No, they never really announced it.
They announced it, didn't they?
I'm lost. Wasn't that match made for Backlash?
No, they never announced it. I'm telling you.
What the fuck?
Logan Paul just said he was coming for, he just said he was coming for the belt. They never thoroughly announced it. They never said he was going to have beef.
But they announced it on Raw on Monday, didn't they?
No, I don't think so. No. He just said he was coming for the belt. That was it.
Wait, so you're telling me Jey Uso is not fighting at Backlash?
I don't think so.
Let me go to. Hold on.
Yeah, pull up the card because he about to do predictions anyway. So might as well pull up the card.
Hey, wait! Before the predictions, we forgot the golden rule of WWE: champs are chumps.
No, he's not fighting at Backlash. Remember, the B shows with Triple H always have 5 matches. He likes to keep it short.
Yeah, he never mentioned like Logan Paul just said he was coming for the belt. They never made it official.
Wait, so you're telling me now I have to wait possibly another month to see this match?
That's good. Let them build it thoroughly.
No, it's not good. I don't want to see this match. Period.
Right.
Oh my
And what happened
god.
to the carrying? What happened to the carrying cross tease? What happened to the segment where he confronted AJ and was like, "You lost, brother," and AJ was like, "If you hate him so much, why don't you fight him?" And he was like, "Maybe I will." And the camera zoomed in and he smiled. Okay, what happened to that? Nothing.
I don't.
No mention or anything.
Oh, oh.
That's what
I
I'm
don't know.
talking about. The holes,
What
you can
the
see the
hell
holes,
is
you can see
that?
the dents, the pressure is getting to him.
Oh, what are we doing here?
But also, it could be too soon. I don't know. All I know is this: as long as they don't keep messing over Killer Cross, I'm good. I've been watching that guy since out here.
Well, what are we?
You saw
This
the
is
Stone
this
merch,
is
so
what
hopefully they look at him in a
this
different
is why,
light.
bro. This is
Yeah.
why, like, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. Like, this is why I don't believe in 2 world titles. Because when you do 2 world titles, one of them is going to get treated like shit. It's just inevitable.
Right.
It's not even. I don't even.
Well, I think
Like
it's
I put it in the
necessary
private
now
chat, right?
because it's all right, cool. Like it's necessary now, you know what I'm saying? Because Cena's not gonna be there. And it's like if you notice, like when it comes to the WWE championship, that's not really the workhorse championship, because let's really be real. Cody was not no fucking workhorse. All he did
No.
was come through and talk motherfuckers to death. So that's why they had that other belt. You know, you had, this dude was a workhorse, Seth Rollins. I know Gunther wasn't really much of a workhorse champion neither, but that's neither here nor there. And I guess they're gonna try to have Jey Uso as a workhorse champion too.
Cena's on the card, right? Like, yeah, Cena's on the card.
Yeah. He's the main event. Remember him and Orton.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the main event.
I just don't think that belts should be defended on TV. Like they should be
Speaking of-
special events. They don't have to be at everyone.
I agree with that, but the match that he had with Seth, according to what Michael Cole said, that was the first time the world title had been defended on TV in like 7 months. That's way too fucking long. I didn't realize that.
7 months. I used to have to wait years.
Hey, yo, damn.
7
You used
months.
to have to- you guys don't remember that? You used to have to wait years to catch it. Or they do it on
Like,
the
I don't know what happened. That shit had your audio just started sounding mad crazy. That shit fucked with my damn headset.
Oh, sorry. I was standing by the air conditioner, which is external.
Speaking of John,
Damn, that shit hurt my head.
Cena. Well, speaking of John Cena, here he comes now.
Oh,
Joan
God.
Chainer. Remember when Santini used to call him Joan Chainer?
Is it? Well, should we? Oh God. Well,
Yeah,
should we get in the
I'm
back?
about to
Should we get in the backlash predictions now?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm pulling up the cards.
Hold on.
He's over.
We're all in agreement. We're all in agreement, right? Gunther gonna whip McAfee's ass. So let's skip that match.
If that match ain't a squash, something's wrong.
All right, I'm about to pull it up right now.
Pat McAfee versus Gunther.
Right,
That match is not a squash.
I'm gonna take it to the top. Hold on. Okay, should be right here. They start from the top. They start from the bottom of the card. We already know. And that's the other thing too. Is like most of these matches are predictable, but fuck it. Y'all can see
That's
it. Right?
that's how he does his B shows. People are figuring out the formula. It's like 5 matches, most of them are filler, and there's like one match that's like worth your time, and it's usually the main event. So when you're done watching the show, it's not bad, but it just feels like a waste of time. It's like anybody that watches anime, there's the canon episodes and there's the filler episodes. The B shows just feel filler, you know? And then also
Like,
it's annoying.
I'm a little interested in Becky versus Lyra. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little interested in this match.
The other thing too is the current TKO stuff. There's way too much fluff. You know, like the show stars, it shows wrestlers arriving for like the next 10 to 15 minutes. You know, there's there's a match. The match is over. After that, we're going to focus on random celebrities and singers in the crowd that we don't give a shit about. Then here's like 10 minutes of commercials. All right, next match. rinse and repeat. It's like the way
Like
you
to
do
be
the concept.
absolutely fair, Toph. They do that in the UFC as well. To be fair,
I know
Yeah.
that's the TKO influence. That's the TKO
Okay.
influence. What they what they need to realize is wrestling fans don't care about that shit. Maybe UFC fans do, but we don't. We don't fucking care about random MAGA. Someone just threw a bottle at Cena. That's fucking hilarious. But anyway.
Nice.
That was a good tag match, though. Even though the Street Profits lost, that was a good ass tag match.
Yeah, what is that? Is that a what is that bottle?
It's a beer bottle. I don't know what kind of beer it was, but hey.
Okay.
You probably Cena was thirsty.
I'm picking Becky Lynch to beat Lyra, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen.
I'm rooting for Lyra.
Becky, that's what she wants.
Like I'm rooting for Lyra, but I'm picking Becky.
Yeah,
Becky Hogan's gonna win here.
Although Lyra, even though Lyra did beat Becky the last time they fought, but regardless,
only way I see Lyra winning is if Bayley interferes and comes through and beats up Becky, because Becky's been throwing shots.
I could see that.
Wouldn't that wait till SummerSlam though, or Money in the Bank?
You can build it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You trust Triple H to do that?
True.
The problem I got is that all this stuff is like like everybody's talking about, like they're throwing it out, but it's like, all right, I know you got a pay-per-view coming up, but you don't have to throw that match on there. You can still keep going to a bigger pay-per-view. That used to be the case.
Yeah, it's like what this dude Toph said. They completely fast-tracked this story. They could have waited. They could have still been tag team champs all the time. They didn't have to give like hot shot this whole feud. It's like they wanted this feud for a match at Backlash. And it's like, why did it have to be at Backlash? The turn should have happened at Backlash.
To me, the first red flag, because I keep mentioning the cracks in the armor. The first red flag that Triple H is feeling the pressure, we talked about it here on the Roundtable, was that Jimmy and Jay story. That story was awful. It didn't make sense. And the aftermath of it, like, remember how quickly they rushed them back together? Like, that should have been an arc that took like 3 to 4 months minimum. And Triple H just sped running through it in like 3 weeks.
Like, they need to stop trying to separate the twins. Every time they have like twins go at each other, it doesn't. Only time you ever had like a good sibling rivalry was Owen and Brett.
Because it took and that's the thing, because Brett and Owen, they took their time. That shit took months, remember?
It wasn't a month-long thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like to me, and tell me if I'm wrong, everybody. Triple H is looking as if The Rock's gonna show up tomorrow and fuck everything up.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
He did it
but I think we can safely say, we get the pattern here. Dewey only really shows up when it's Mania time. He doesn't really do that after Mania. Historically, he doesn't do that.
He's gonna show up twice this year.
And I'm pretty sure the Rock may seem like one thing or the other, but who on what?
For this match,
Becky Lyra?
Yeah.
Well,
we all got Becky Hogan, sadly.
Unfortunately, like y'all, I want Lyra to win, but we know how this goes. That don't work for me, brother.
You got to say it with a Irish accent. That don't work for me, brother.
It's a shame. I used to like Becky Lynch a lot too, but
who the fuck is that girl?
Why the fuck was Coach being a bully to Bayley? What's that about? It's weird.
What?
Yeah, like his take was a little bit too personal. Like he said, "Oh, she's like," he said, "She's nothing." Like, what do you mean she's nothing? It's one thing you say, "Oh, she's not a draw." There's no, I mean, he also said that, "Oh, there's not one feud that you sold tickets for," which I think gotta be cap.
That's complete cap. She was running at NXT.
Yeah.
It seems to me that Coach is salty. It's like he got in Bailey's DMs and she told him to fuck off. That's the vibe.
You
I'm
know what
getting.
though? I totally believe that because I'd be kind of mad if I shot my shot too. Then you start saying stupid crap.
To the point you saw just that it just sounded like hate.
Yeah. So about some, you ought to be glad that the coach is trying to get at you. Like, shut up.
Next match, Gunther versus McAfee.
Versus Knight versus Priest.
GoldBum's gonna come to help Gunther win. The Gunther burial continues.
And that's a shame because Gunther, that's a classic wrestling heel.
Yeah.
Sam, man, don't put that into existence, dear God.
Like, I'm not gonna hold my breath.
I'm not gonna lie. Like let's really be real. Is it any hope when it comes to Triple H booking as of late? There's really not much hope.
I know.
What is this? Dante's Inferno? Abandon all hope. You into here? The fuck is this shit?
Like, man, look, I won't be surprised if you have GoldBum come through and catch this dude with the old man spear and help McAfee win and give people the feel good moment.
If they don't do this shit. Like, if they don't do this shit in Australia, there's something seriously wrong with America.
Gunther. Why? I mean, I've liked him since he was Volta.
Hell yeah. I don't know what Gunther did to piss Triple H off, but since Triple H had full reign of creative control or whatever, or booking, I don't know what type of time he's on when it comes to Gunther. I really don't. It's weird.
Till you put this shit in Australia. Put this shit in Australia and fly to Connecticut.
His World Heavyweight Championship run shouldn't have been so weak. That shit was like the wackest title run I've ever witnessed.
And I've seen him brutalize people and have such classic. Didn't have to do nothing fancy. Just slap the shit out of people. That's what I love.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you see my problem with wrestling right now? You see my problem right now? Like, you see it?
No, I've always had that problem with wrestling. Like, the more incredibly weird crap that they do, it looks so fake and they're getting real injuries. Whereas back then, you believe this dude was punching the shit out of somebody and he really wasn't. And then you can see when they really was about to beat their ass. Mostly when a guy didn't want to give up the belt like he was supposed to.
Right.
Like, this just got real.
So I guess y'all don't care about who wins this match, so we can move on.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. Fatal 4-Way Championship. Who y'all got?
Jacob.
To me, that match is the sleeper match. To me.
Oh, they're gonna definitely.
Oh, it's gonna be
definitely cook. They're gonna.
It's the only match on the card that has any real build. That's crazy.
Well, you know what else is funny though? Like, at WrestleMania, Fatu and Knight had a damn good match because Knight can work. So can Fatu. They killed it. Yeah. And then you got Drew up there. Drew's a badass. Like, and Damian Priest, I've always liked him. Never had a problem with him. So I know that they're gonna do some good.
Here's the part, the face turn is coming. It's only a matter of when, not a matter of if.
Of Fatu?
So who's gonna come to fuck things up for Jacob?
That's the question. Fatu is winning. Fatu is definitely winning, but I'm gonna say this is good. This is where they plant the seeds for a solo breakup.
Again, like, who's gonna help Jake? Who's gonna help Jacob? And Jacob's not gonna ask for the help.
Who knows?
Solo Sokoa.
Yeah.
Not if the rumors are true. If the rumors are true, then somebody else not named Solo is going to help Jacob.
Yeah, you and this Hikuleo. He's been saying Hikuleo's been showing up for months.
Not that person. Wrong person.
They've been wanting better for months.
Wrong person. That's not who I'm talking about.
Who are you talking about?
Like, there's rumors that what's that dude's name from New Japan?
Not Naito. Oh wait, no. Yeah, the Monster Matanza.
Yeah, Matanza. The Matanza's showing up. He's in St. Louis right now.
I like him. I like him a lot, but you know what? I like Fatu to be the werewolf. I would rather him be a face on his own without having to change his attitude.
Yeah, like
Because
why would Jeff
I
Cobb
think
come
he's
and help
already
him? That
there.
don't make no
I
sense.
think he's already there.
like remember, like I said, the thing that I liked, remember after the Mania match, the next day he said, LA Knight, we went to hell. You almost dog walked my ass, but I'm still champ.
Nah.
That's how you put somebody over.
Yo, TKO, you heard? They about to name a block in the Bronx after Damian Priest.
So they finally acknowledge Priest is from the Bronx.
Right. There you go, buddy.
They better call it Punishment Martinez.
Ooh, Punishment Avenue.
Yeah. But I love them as Punishment Martinez.
Like the person who was supposed to help Jacob was supposed to be Bronson Reed. Bronson's hurt. You need someone to fill that spot.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
Well, you don't really need to do any shenanigans with Fatu, bro. He's
yeah, like let him
They
be by
really don't.
himself. Be cool by himself.
He's already.
Bro, the fans are already chanting Fatu, so he's
like what I'm saying.
He don't need nobody.
What I'm saying is that like he need or for the season planning for him to officially face is that somebody's gonna have to interfere. No.
Somebody's gonna have to interfere. Why would somebody have to interfere though?
To piss him off?
I don't think nobody should interfere. Just I guess I hear what you're saying. Like since you guys just said that because he don't want nobody to help him, and that might piss him off or whatever. But nah, just let them have their fatal 4-way in peace.
Yeah.
I'm going for Jacob.
But his problem, only problem Fatu has is that every time I've ever seen him, he gets over. He gets over wherever he's been. He comes in as a heel, and you just can't help but cheer the guy.
The only thing to really predict is who's taking the pin. That's really the only prediction, really. So,
Priest.
Yeah, Priest.
Yeah,
Priest. I think he could take it.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's Priest.
Take the pin, and he'll be fine if he takes the pin. I think it'll hurt.
Because it's in a fatal 4-way, so it's like,
and it's a no DQ, so but I think it's gonna be Priest because I think they trying to keep LA Knight and this dude Mac and Savage fresh. You know what I'm saying? They want them to still look strong and shit. Because like me personally, I just see with this dude LA Knight, his promo game is getting better and better, man. I won't be surprised if this whole Cena shit wraps up and all that. They're gonna start pushing them to the upper card.
Did you ever hear how he used to respond to what chants? When they would try to what him?
Nah, what do you used to say?
Whenever the crowd would go, what? He go, huh? They go, what? He go, huh? What? Huh? And then when the crowd would shut up, be like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Shut up.
No, my shit.
No, he was great at doing it. He's always had great mic work.
Yeah, that's be my shit. Dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't done that yet. I've been waiting for him to do it.
But like I said, every time they would what him, because he used to have it written on the back of his trunks, he'd have huh. So he, every time they would what him, when that was everywhere, he just huh. And when they shut up, that's exactly what I'm saying. Shut up while I'm talking.
Wait, hold on. Stephanie, man, she got another show out. Now you trying to be like your husband now? You got 2 shows now, Stephanie? I guess. Now she got a new show called What's Your Story? She doing a podcast.
Oh, Lord.
I guess they got to do something, huh? I don't know.
Everybody trying to get that podcast money.
IC belt. Dominic Mysterio versus Penta El Mete. What the fuck is name? He has so much fucking name.
Just call him
Penta El Zero Mero. It used to just be Pentagon Jr. It used to be Pentagon Jr.
Yeah, Pentagon Zero, Pentagon Jr., Penta El Muerte, Pentaclaus, all that shit.
Hey, but every time he wrestles, I enjoy it. Like, he was the best part of Lucha Underground, so I can't disrespect.
It's hard for him to start getting into some good stories, though. Be like, we get it. He's good in the ring, but it's like, I don't want him to start drifting off into, oh, he's just another Dragon Lee.
Yeah, because he's really good in his storylines. That's what made him so good in Lucha Underground. The stories were excellent.
Right. Like it's just starting to get to that point, low key. It's like, yo, like we gotta start having something for this dude. I get like he's beefing with the Judgment Day, low key, and he probably can't really talk that good English, but let's get something going with him. You know what I mean? I don't want him to come off as just another luchador.
I want him to go back to his. Remember when he was collecting arms? Like every time he beat someone, he'd break their arm. That was the case.
Right. See,
that
I
was
was saying that from before. I was saying that should have been his character from before. Like when he first came to WWE, I'm like, don't abuse that arm snapping move. Don't abuse it. And what did they do? WWE can never help themselves. Every match he's doing that move. Like that's supposed to be like one of the moves. Like in the like in the 2K games, you have the OMG moments. Then you have your finisher and you have your OMG moment. That's supposed to be his OMG, like a super finisher type shit.
Yeah, he was supposed to be collecting arms. But as far as that match goes, I don't know who's going to win that one. I honestly can't call it.
Dom's winning, I think.
He has to. But if anything, that's the only place I think a messy finish would work, because you got to keep Panther solid.
It's definitely going to be shenanigans.
Yeah,
it's definitely going to be probably Dom's biggest test. Like he's definitely improved, but I don't think he's good enough.
Wouldn't Finn be his biggest test?
No, what I mean is this is his biggest test in ring.
In ring,
yeah, he's improved, but he's definitely he's not on Pentagon's level in ring wise. So this will be a big test because it's 1-on-1, not a multi-man, not a tag team, not a gimmick match, just him and Penta in the ring for.
Yeah, Penta's gonna need to carry the
good amount of time. Yeah, I imagine it'll be a good amount of time because it's only 5 matches, and so every match is going to get time. So this is definitely going to be his biggest test, and this is going to be his test to show. Because up to this, I'm not saying Dom can't wrestle; he can wrestle, but he's never really gone the distance before. He hasn't wrestled a long singles match. No bullshit, just him and the opponent. Because every time he wrestled Ray, there was always just other shenanigans involved. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is definitely his biggest test. If he has a good performance, we already know he's going to be a big star. But if he has a good performance in this match, then it's very likely that he could be a world champion a lot quicker than we think. But if he just looks messy out there, then back to the drawing board, I guess.
El Gringo Americano interferes because they've kind of built.
Yeah,
they built that. Penta kicked him in his face.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they've kind of did. And I like El Gringo Americano. I don't care what nobody said. I've been watching that guy for years.
El Gringo Americano.
Wait, there's one thing I want to say about that. I can't stand when I go on here and I watch some of these wrestling people and they go, "Oh, he's named after the Starbucks coffee." I'm like, that's the joke, you moron.
Right.
He's a
hey. But I remember watching him on Worlds Collide in 1990. He had a barn burner ass match, okay? Him and Art Bar went to distance.
What's good, King Leo? Motto, what's goody? TKO, we didn't get your prediction for the last match for shit. He dropped again.
Yeah, he keeps dropping.
Oh,
probably because of his connection. And the match that's just announced was of course Nia Jax against Tiffany Stratton for the women's championship.
Wait, what?
That's fine.
Yeah, that match just got announced.
I'm not a big Tiffany fan, but that's just me.
Tiffy time. Like, shut up, bitch.
I think she's fine. I just think I think she's fine. Like, she's good in the ring. I just think she's very limited as a character. There isn't really much there. You know, that's kind of one of my criticisms about the women's division Like I won't deny like Rhea Ripley is over, Tiffany Stratton's over, but from a character perspective, it's not layered at all. Like, okay, Rhea just comes out and she just says, "Mommy's here." That's it. Becky comes out. The man is back in the building. Okay.
Yeah.
Tiffany Stratton comes out. It's Tiffy time. Okay. Bianca Belair comes out. You can't say input show without EST. Okay. Like, they got star power, but character-wise, it's very lacking.
Well, they don't have
Where's the character?
the actual female writers in creative, which I still don't believe in the creative team, honestly.
Right.
Like to me,
That's
Like,
my
to me,
hot
and
take.
again-
My hot take is, and maybe this is an unpopular opinion, my hot take is like I'll agree that the women in WWE, they have more star power, but I think AEW and TNA's the knockouts for TNA and the women's division AEW, they got way more characters. Like Harley Quinn is way more compelling as a character. Timeless Tony
Cameron.
Storm is way more compelling as a character. Like
I
could-
but
You said
Cameron,
Harley
right?
Quinn. You said Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn. Oh, I'm sorry, Harley
Yeah.
Cameron. Harley Cameron. There you go.
But I will say
Close enough.
about that. Nobody can top the OG knockouts when Dutch Mantell was
Right.
handled, because those knockouts, they all had character.
Yeah.
Each one was distinct. Like, I liked ODB. She wasn't a good wrestler, but I liked her character.
Old 130 bitch.
Yeah,
Oh God.
Scott
with her liquid courage.
Snyder, what he said. He said she never met a truck stop she didn't like. What a dirty bitch.
So TKO said Dom wins. Of course, Jacob Fatu wins. And the last match, who you got TKO? Tiffy Tom or Nia Jax?
I'm going with Tiffany.
Yeah, Tiffy.
I ain't gonna lie, I won't be surprised if they put the belt back on Nia. I won't be surprised.
What to set up Jade Nia? Basically.
Well, they
Yeah.
just brought back Alexa Bliss tonight, so
Yeah, people really like Alexa. Like, I don't know why they just didn't keep her on TV after the Rumble in the first place. I don't know what that was about.
I mean, like her or not, she got that huge pop. I thought they would have did something with that.
Yeah, she definitely should have had something for Mania.
You know my take on Alexa, bro. I'm not changing my story on that.
I've never had any girl. I remember when she was upset.
I'd still say she was. She got lucky. She got pregnant, because I guarantee you Vince would have hounded her.
Yeah.
Alexa
Yeah,
knows where the
I
body-
tried to get
she knows where the
real
bodies
quick.
are buried. Bro.
I tried to get tickets to Resurgence, and like front row tickets cost like $250. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, speaking of Resurgence, fucking Blair Davenport showed up.
Right.
Nice.
Okay.
Makes sense.
She's another one too. Like, they didn't do anything with her, and I was confused. I'm like, wait a minute, why did you get rid of her when you're just introducing mid-card titles? Like, you need.
I liked her. I like Blair Davenport.
They didn't even
I
give her
thought
a fair shake. She ain't do nothing, B.
Bro, I
Yeah.
like Blair Davenport. I thought she was
Right.
nice to do it.
That's how you
Yeah,
know
she
Triple
had
H is
two-
full of shit.
She had 2 matches. She beat Naomi once, and Naomi beat her, and then that's it. They fired her. Like, what the fuck?
That's how you know Triple H is full of shit, because he always kept. What did he say when he was part of NXT? He kept talking about 6-month plan, 6-month plan, 6-month plan. Okay, Vince is gone. Where's that 6-month plan, Trips? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, that's right. It doesn't exist.
Exactly.
So, Motto, like I was saying, that only way I see Lyra retaining is if Bailey might come through. Bailey might come through and cost Becky, because Becky's been throwing shots at her as of late. My dude King
Like,
Leo
what
in the
did that
building. They said
Burn
2 times 4. That's like bun. That's right, B. Let them know. Say it louder for the motherfuckers in the back. Hacksaw Jim Duggan style. Oh.
Oh.
Did we talk about, speaking of Bailey, did y'all talk about what the coach said about Bailey?
Yeah, you just had dropped off when we were talking about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this, man. I know not everybody's gonna be not everybody's a Bailey fan. That's fine. But coach, my man, you are the last person to say anybody doesn't add value to the WWE. Bro, your entire career, you have been a joke. This is literally the coach's entire WWE run. He gets made fun of by The Rock. He gets embarrassed by Hornswoggle. His commentary is trash. Like, my guy.
He goes to ESPN and got embarrassed by Stephen A.
Oh, he did?
Exactly. Like,
Stephen A. Smith embarrassed him at ESPN?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just a clown all around, huh?
Yes. So I'm like, bro, you're a clown in wrestling and you're a clown in sports. And you're talking shit about Bailey. My guy.
Sound like he low key bullying.
I think the coach replaced Stephen A. on First Take, and Stephen A. tweeted out, "What is this clown doing on my chair?"
Yeah, that happens sometimes. What's the dude's name? I think his last name is Roberts. He's got like the Jew fro. He does like some of their podcasts.
Oh, Justin Roberts, I think. Not Justin Roberts.
Yeah.
I know Sam Roberts.
Yeah.
He looked like
I remember.
He actually looks like Mox now. He looks like Mox's little brother now.
When Bianca
yeah,
was
he's been
in
around
NXT,
Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, when Bianca was in NXT, he bullied the shit out of her. Every time she had a match on Takeover, he'd always be like, "Oh, she's not as good as the other girls," or some, it was very strange. It's like, yeah.
I'm like, my guy. I'm like, I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, he said she was nothing and all that. Like, where did that come from? What that shot was so unnecessary. Like,
trying to down talk her, lower her self-esteem.
Yeah, like knowing she's going through enough as is, because you know how she got played at Mania. Like, I don't know, that shit a little low key weird. But Leo, how did I make the bingo card? What's going on? I made the bingo card for tomorrow. I don't know.
I think he's asking, do you want to? Oh,
no, he said I made the bingo card for tomorrow. I don't know.
Nah, but that's for
the card is too small
to make
a card for a bingo card. I mean, you'd have to struggle. Like, I guess the only guaranteed bingo will be like, all right, there'll be a few celebrities there. There'll be a shitload of marketing ads, and there'll be like 30 minutes of people walking to their car and walking to the theater to kill time. That's like your bingo right there, I guess.
I hate that shit though. You know what I'm saying? I hate when they do that bullshit where they gotta show everybody walking to the arena. Like, why? I understand if it's like a top star, maybe a couple. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a chip like Jey Uso, you got Jey Uso coming to the
just like Black Star said, that's the TKO influence. They do it in UFC, so now they're doing it and they're doing it in wrestling, but they haven't figured out that most wrestling fans are not UFC fans. We don't give a shit about that. We don't care.
Right. You have Legado del Fantasma walking to the arena. We don't give a fuck if they come into the fucking arena.
Right.
No, but the difference, like in the UFC, like they would show John Jones and Francis Ngannou walking in, like the main event.
Yeah, the top star. Yeah, the main event. Right. Yeah. You got motherfuckers. You got the catering company coming in, so we don't care.
They doing a lot of things we don't care about. Like, bro, like
the one that gives me
model made the bingo card. Cool.
Yeah, the one that gets me is the showing the celebrities in the crowd. Like, I understand doing that for like a big pay-per-view, like a Mania or a SummerSlam, but you don't got to do it every single show, because that's what they do. It's like it comes off like, I don't know if anybody remembers, like, y'all know Family Guy, right?
Yeah.
I never heard of it.
Yeah, that's funny. You know, there's many funny skits on Family Guy. To me, the funniest one is there's a skit where like the family's like about to drown, and Peter's like, "Well, since we're about to die, I gotta be honest. I didn't care for The Godfather." It's like a little funny skit.
Yeah. Right. They want to drown in their panic room, right?
Right. But there's a comment that Peter says where he's like, "It insists upon itself. It insists upon itself." Lois, like, that's such an articulate, like, particular criticism, and I know exactly like what Peter's talking about when he says it insists upon itself. I feel like WWE's doing that when they show the celebrities in the crowd every single week. It's like, look at us, we're a big brand, We
Now
get
the
it.
most,
Have you
the
seen the
most,
ring? Have
the
you
most
seen the
unbelievable
ring
shit
lately?
that the most unbelievable shit that TKO, no offense, has ever done was it was a Crawford fight, and it was in LA, and they did the Saudi Arabian national anthem in Los Angeles.
I had a bad at it. Have you seen the ring lately? Like literally every part of the ring has has some type of logo.
But here's
Mind
the thing,
you,
though, right? Like people saying that, oh, like WWE was never on this type of time. Actually, yes, WWE has been on this type of time.
Yeah, they've always been that way.
It's just incredibly, it's just more worse now because they
It might
got
be a
more
little,
money.
yeah, it might be a little extra, but WWE always was sucking cock for endorsements. That's
Yeah.
what WWE does.
But now they
And they
got
still
more
haven't put
endorsements.
Cyndi Lauper in the Hall of Fame.
Now they got more
no, the
endorsements than they could afford now.
The funniest one was when like I think it was like WrestleMania, like I think like 5 or 6, and like Mean Gene was interviewing Patty LaBelle backstage,
Oh yeah.
and like they teased the next match, and Patty just said, "Shut up."
Yeah. Well, she's Patty LaBelle. She does that.
Oh, like the time when remember when Jerry Lawler had caught the heart attack on Raw. Who was it? As soon as he came back to Raw, they had him advertising Sonic and eating Sonic. I'm like, yo, this dude had a fucking massive stroke. You got him eating Sonic after that?
Well,
Even Michael Cole was like, should you be eating that stuff? He's like, I'm good.
but that Jerry Lawler though, I mean, he probably would have done it with or without. he is that guy. I mean, Jerry.
Yo, never forget Jerry the King Lawler slept with a 15-year-old. So don't forget that.
What do you mean? Just that one time, please. You know how many bodies he's got buried in Memphis? That guy is a god out there. They covered up so much for him.
Man, never forget that. This is the same guy that got away with calling Dustin a flaming fag on the air. Come on.
Yeah.
After that, I'm like, this dude is untouchable.
Yeah, he's still a god in Memphis, and he's still being strip clubs at his age. Like, I remember when he was on Insomniac with Dave Attell. Dave Attell was in Memphis.
You forgot the most important part.
Isn't he in his
TKO.
late 60s?
Yeah.
You forgot the most important part, TKO. He called him a flaming fag, and he went over. He won the match.
Oh, you remember that, right?
He was talking about Goldust's daughter, saying everybody gets a turn. I was like, oh, what the fuck?
And keep in mind, his daughter was a teenager. His daughter was barely a teenager. Like,
definitely. Yep.
But that's Jerry Lawler. Like, he's always been that way.
Do you remember that time when he said about Goldust folks? He said, I heard Goldust's father wanted a son and his mother wanted a daughter, and they were both happy.
Yeah.
But a lot of it, it's just funny because a lot of his material, like, because when they were talking about him on Crime and Sports, like a lot of his jokes and stuff, he doesn't come up with none of that. He just takes them from other comedians and whatnot that he's seen.
Oh, that sucks. Why you ruining the magic?
Because of all the crap he caught for calling Goldust a flaming fag and whatnot. He did catch backlash, and he had to explain himself.
What he did to Bret Hart's dad was something criminal. Jesus. He spent time with that motherfucker.
What the fuck DIY came from? DIY came out of nowhere and started beating up Fraction and Motor City.
Oh, God.
Damn, Chopper's beard is already growing back. Well, you got Indian in his family?
The Sicilian psychopath?
His beard is already growing back.
I mean, he didn't shave his beard because he wanted to.
Yeah, it wasn't his choice.
Yo, you heard the story how he got that scar? I don't know, B. I think I'll be calling the authorities.
I don't know. That gash was gnarly on his
He said he woke up. He said he woke up. I guess he wanted to go get a drink of water, wanted to go use the bathroom. He woke up and he started feeling woozy. Next thing you know, he was on the floor. He just woke up and he was on the floor with the scar on his chin. He's like, what the fuck? How the hell that ended up on the floor? He said, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do nothing like that. I'm like, nah, B. I would have called the authorities, see, like, yo, did I get poisoned or something? Like, what the fuck? How the fuck I just end up on the floor?
Well, you might have to call a champion. You might have to go to a doctor, see if all of your internal organs are still intact.
Yeah, he said he woke up, wanted to go use the bathroom. Next thing you know, he was on the floor. He didn't know how he ended up on the floor.
Well, the dude's had about 1 billion knee surgeries. So any mix of whatever he's had to take.
That's scary shit.
Now, I'm not joking. Like before he even got to WWE, the dude was always having reconstructive knee surgery. Because I remember that in his Ring of Honor days.
Yeah, I know he had knee surgery and neck surgery, but
yeah, he's had a lot of surgeries.
Yeah.
The fact that dude is still going now is crazy.
Yeah.
Especially the stiff matches these motherfuckers had in NXT. I'm surprised too.
Well,
Gargano used to be cracking the fuck out of each other in NXT.
That Julia Jordan Grace match was one of the most uncomfortable women's matches I've seen in quite some time.
Yeah, they definitely stiffed
each other out of each other.
Where's Jonathan Gresham? Just out of nowhere.
He's
at the Nightmare Factory. He's coaching like at the Nightmare Factory.
Nah, don't he got I think he's supposed to have he's supposed to be at a match. He's supposed to be having a match. I think tonight. Isn't he having a match tonight, King Leo? If he's still in the chat. I think he has a match tonight or tomorrow. I think Tati was talking about that shit, or she had posted it. He's supposed to be having the match.
Oh, like he's with MLW. Well,
MLW. I forgot the promotion.
Or like MLPW. There you go. Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling.
Oh yeah. It was He's at Maple Leaf. Yeah.
Oh, do you guys know?
Everybody goes there though. That's the thing. Everybody's invited.
Do you know who trained Fatu though? They tripped me out. I didn't even know. I was like, wait, for real?
Who?
Gangrel.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. They had it like on Gangrel's stream on his YouTube channel. He had Fatu on there a few years ago. And Fatu was like, yeah, you taught me how to do it. But Gangrel teaches you like, sell it. Oh, you don't want to sell it? And he'll punch the shit out of you or kick the shit out of you. He's like, you sell it now? That's how you sell.
Vampire Warrior.
Hey, that dude, Gangrel ain't no joke though. That's one thing that people don't know. He can actually fight.
Yeah, everybody.
Now Jacob would have showed Gangrel. His pip hand is way strong.
Not Jacob. I mean, Gangrel is not to be blessed. Everybody says like Gangrel can fight. Don't get it twisted.
Really?
Yeah. He can fight his ass off.
Well, sidebar here, off topic. I just want to give a shout out to Aleister Black, keeping kayfabe alive. This dude has been selling this eye injury for several years now.
Yeah, right. I like that.
Since he was Tommy End.
Yeah.
Shit. But let's get up out of here.
It's like Vegeta's arm. It always gets messed up.
Let's get up out of here and shit because we're gonna pull up again tomorrow for the Backlash watch party. You know what I'm saying? King Leo say he's gonna pull up too, so he's gonna join us. I think Tati might be joining us also.
Oh, so, cool.
You know, it's gonna be.
Tati has a ban on WWE, so she ain't showing up.
Well, no, we'll see. You know. Well, we're gonna be litty tomorrow, B.
Is it on Peacock?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got Peacock, so I can watch it.
Yeah, we all showing up for John Cena, B. We all here to root on John Cena and his last run.
I'm showing up for that. I'm showing up for that 4-way. That's
gonna be that's probably gonna be the sleeper match.
It is for sure. Yada mean.
Let's get up out of here.
Much love, everybody. Have a good one.
Likewise. You already know, B. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. We're gonna go live tomorrow. Remember, check out the episodes we did this week, Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? We did I had some content throughout the week. Check it out on the community posts. And yeah, B. Shots go out to Ballet. Shots go out to King Leo. My dude Josh. Shots go out to Dynasty. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, B. Whoever I miss, you already know, B. You already know who you are. Like my dude Wolfpack. Oh yeah, B. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Much love. See y'all tomorrow. GoldBum, stay your stupid ass home. We ain't here to see your stinking ass.